You are now listening to the Full Sport Press podcast, featuring hosts Jay Hove, Jeff, and Wheezy. Please enjoy the show.
Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody to the Full Sport Press podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I'm Jay Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy's in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What up? What's going on?
Headband and all.
Oh, man, 200 to bring you back, bro.
Bring it back. Speaking of bringing it back, Coach Locke, what's happening? What they do
What's
now?
happening?
Back in
What
the
it
building.
Back in the building, man.
Coach
Yeah.
Ryan,
Glad to be back.
You know we had a week off last week.
I know, man.
You know,
I'm just not. I
I'm
had
so excited, wasn't you? Listen,
We fought hard for that, coach.
Listen, he used to call me and say, Coach,
Yeah.
Coach Locke, yo what? We got some PTO back.
yeah, I did some research, and we were off November the 16th,
I know. Yeah.
2016.
That was a year ago.
I'm just saying, it was off. I'm just saying, it was the last time we was off. We back, though. We back.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
man, we back. The show, most definitely. Weezy, what we got on the show today?
Today we are breaking down the year of 2017 FSP style.
Most definitely, man. 200 of them shows, man. I appreciate everybody that listens to the show. Everybody that's commented, tweeted, subscribed.
Yes.
All that, man,
All
for
that.
sure, man.
Liked.
Yeah, man. We couldn't do it without y'all, for sure. We're going to start with worst of the week, man. Who want to go first, worst of the week?
I got it, man.
Yeah.
Dear NFL, the hell is a catch?
Yeah, that's true.
Kevin Benjamin clearly caught a touchdown today against the Patriots.
Mhm.
I understand the Patriots are who they are.
Yeah.
We need that touchdown.
For sure, y'all need
We need everything we can get right there.
Most definitely.
Between that and what happened in Pittsburgh last week, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, what's the catch?
Yeah.
I just want to know what the catch is.
Now, for sure, they need to figure that out, Jim.
For real, man.
I agree. Most definitely.
It's bad. It's called
Yeah.
the game.
Good.
For sure. What about you, Locke? What's your worst of the week?
Man, it's nasty weather.
Yeah.
Man.
Shout out to
So
that.
you don't have no signs.
Nah, man, I don't know.
You good.
Y'all talk about it every week. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what
You
it is.
blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called you last week. So what you doing, Coach? Man, nothing chilling. So man, it's cold as hell here, man. Coach said, shit. I got on shorts and a t-shirt. Man, you living the life, young fella. You living the damn life, young fella. Most definitely. My worst of the week, man, Comeback Jack, man. Man, David Letterman, the podcast, man, lost his battle with cancer. Besides Juan Epstein,
Yep.
that was the first like person I actually listened to
Mhm.
in the podcast form. So condolences to his wife and kids for sure, man.
Death cancer, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
wow.
cancer, man, shit's whack. What about you, Will?
My worst of the week was, man, well, I'm going to switch it up. My worst of the week was last minute Christmas shopping, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to it.
It was so the long lines was crazy. man.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
There
It
we
drove
go.
me nuts.
There we go.
Yeah.
I was in Toys R Us, but it drove me nuts.
Yeah, most definitely.
I ain't like it. I never do it again.
You never do it again.
Too.
Everybody getting gift cards next year.
For
Everybody
sure.
getting gift cards.
It's some ungrateful people in the world, for sure. Yeah. Best of the week, Weez, what you got?
Best of the week, man. Now listen, my whole life, man.
Had to fight.
I've been
All
all
my life.
my whole life I've been doing Chick-fil-A, right?
Right.
And I've always been getting the nuggets, right?
Right.
Okay.
So they put one in the hood.
Mhm.
So I got me a chicken sandwich, man. That changed my life.
Chicken
It's over
It's
for
a
the
different
nuggets. You
world.
hear me?
It's a different world,
You
man.
been sleeping.
Oh my
Sleeping with the
goodness.
enemy.
You been sleeping.
Sleeping with
With
the
the
enemy.
Polynesian code.
Just talk to me.
Ooh.
That's a different world.
Dwayne Wayne.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Jeff?
Man, my best of the week was the exact opposite of Weezy. It was doing the last minute Christmas shopping. You know, I do that every year. You know what I mean? Knock out everybody in one day. Try to everybody in one day.
You a fool.
Make
No way, man.
my list, check it twice, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fall off the list, fall off the list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And that list gets smaller and smaller
Every
every
time.
year, too.
We good.
Hey, no,
You know,
for real.
You know what? Nah, you don't even know what.
Nah,
For real.
scratch through.
I'm low down.
Scratch it off.
Yeah.
Scratch
Like,
off.
he started acting crazy yesterday.
My best of the week, man. Jermaine Dupri's back with Janet Jackson.
I saw
Saw
that.
that.
We all
Giving-
got shot.
Hey, man, I'm saying giving hope to any unattractive fella in the world, man.
Oh, y'all got
Hey, man. Lightning does strike twice.
Hey, man.
Hey, for real.
She
Keep
was
shooting
at-
your shot.
She went had a billionaire baby and then went right back.
Right
Yeah.
back.
So she went and got the bread and came
He
back.
came back.
Well, that's a win.
Hey,
Man.
Jermaine Dupri.
Man.
You a winner,
Yeah.
baby.
You man.
Hey.
What about you, Coach?
Man, my best of the week is being back home on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yay!
That's my best of the week.
Ching, ching.
Ain't no question about it.
Ain't no question.
Back.
Show
Most
200.
Show
200.
200.
200 of them things.
200.
We had bottles,
Pop bottles.
Yeah, I'm saying.
White bottles.
Yeah,
too.
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
A
Definitely.
lot of
Man.
people can't pop bottles and do 200
Ah,
shots.
here
Yeah,
you
here
go.
we go. Get me started.
Hey, that's good.
Oh,
sure.
man. Make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, Instagram, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course the SoundCloud page. To catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP, simply search Full Sport Press Podcast. Then make sure you check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Brown and Spike Lee each and every Wednesday. The latest episode, the top 10 albums of the year, is up right now.
Yeah.
Y'all check it out.
For sure, man. They left out some shit.
Woo!
Left out a lot of shit. Shout out to that list, man. Shout out to the guys.
It's their list, though.
It's their damn
It's their
list.
list.
On the
For sure.
list.
Yeah, for sure. They should have opened up the damn comments and shit like how they did. You know, just had some votes.
Yeah.
But
Hot.
yeah,
Yeah,
nah.
it was-
They
yeah.
left out no belly.
Woo!
Yeah.
There's no belly.
Man.
Hey, man, you know you had them every week about something?
Yeah, nah, for sure.
Well, that belly deserves to be up
Okay, this is the question.
there.
Now, this is the question. Just what I'm saying. If you put belly on, what you taking off? XXX extension.
Yeah,
Definitely take
Yeah,
that.
sure.
I saw that. I said, what is that?
Come on.
Shout out to the people who was like, yeah, Tentacion should be on there.
Yeah, like, come on, man. I ain't never listened to that. Nah, most definitely.
Shout out to Mozzie for making the list, though. That's my album, underrated album of the
Cricket.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, Cricket.
My guy.
That's your guy.
That's my guy.
That's your guy. One more time. Ladies Room Podcast, man. Check out Rizzo and Anne Marie to find what the ladies are really talking about in the Ladies Room. Their latest episode, Oversharing on social media, is up. And you can catch up on past episodes and follow Ladies Room Podcast on IG and Facebook.
Ladies, you look good.
Hey!
Live.
Hey! Shout out to the ladies. Shout
Shout
out to the ladies. Coach, I'm telling you, man. We tried to get Weezy to do it one time. It was so terrible,
I
dog.
had to call him.
I
said,
told
"Weezy."
Coach Cobbins
I
to do
said,
that.
"Weezy, don't do that no more. Don't do that no more."
He gotta get this shit. He gotta put some shots up.
That's some reps in,
Hey,
man.
something for sure.
Jeez.
Fresh for Dummies, man. Me and my dog Animal Brown, a self-help fashion podcast directly related to improving everyday fashion. You can catch our latest issue, the top 10 sneakers of the year show directly for the culture. And you can follow the show IG page at Fresh or Dummies. Dummies. Just simply search Fresh for Dummies on all of your social media. That Lux Bel Air got me.
Let me ask you a question on dummies.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No. There's a sneakerhead
Mm-hmm.
that would get, the sneakerhead retire.
I've seen the best retire for sure. Yeah.
Really? I'm out.
Yeah. You done?
Yeah.
I just pop in when I can.
Just cop stuff that you want. Yeah, that's what happens.
So, okay, so this is the question.
Mm-hmm.
At what age
Mm.
is that supposed to happen?
You're out of your prime.
There's not a prime date.
Yeah, not
You know
a
what I'm saying?
prime,
It's just one of those things where life happens. You know,
right.
children,
Right.
a good divorce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't want that to
You know what I'm
happen.
saying? So
That's
it's
what
just
you don't want
life.
to happen.
Life can happen. It can put you in a spot where you know what I'm saying?
You gotta make a
retire.
choice.
Yeah, pick a side.
Please.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You can read up on your favorite FSP co-host.
Boy, a little rough.
Purchase your FSP merchandise
Yeah.
and catch up on past episodes from the other shows we mentioned before. How do you do that, you ask? Just simply search realvillemedia.com. Tell a friend to support the real. OMG!
OMG. Most definitely.
Weezy, where your chain, man?
I was coming.
Okay.
Yeah, but you doing white.
You said you going half gold, half silver? Half white gold, half gold, you know?
Coach, there you go.
Nah, you said it, not me.
That's like that.
Yeah.
Half gold.
You said you gonna have
I'm
a
going
half.
platinum. I'm going platinum.
Okay.
Ooh,
Talk
switching it out.
I'm going platinum.
Just double up. Go one platinum, one gold.
Uh-oh.
Might
Been a
do
little
that.
bit, yeah.
Might do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Weezy.
Most definitely. Jeff,
Big Dollar Weezy.
you got 10 good resting seconds.
Ah, yeah.
Start the clock then.
XFL back.
Uh-oh.
XFL back.
XFL back.
Romans. That's the Romans.
That's the rule.
Vince McMahon, he recently created Alpha Entertainment. Yeah, and Alpha Entertainment has filed for the patent on the XFL. XFL back.
We need
He hate me.
We need it.
He hate me in return.
Did you see Macaulay Culkin? He's been doing some wrestling. I thought that was going to be your 10 good
Nah,
resting
man, we
seconds.
not doing that.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin's a wrestler.
Yeah,
I'm home alone.
No, for sure.
All right,
Come on,
it was bad.
What's
He's
the
a
finishing
wrestler.
move?
Man.
They was throwing him on top
Oh, I don't know.
It was body slamming him on top of people, man. It was
Oh,
bad.
come on.
He's about a buck.
Yeah, easy.
My baby.
Easy a
Yeah,
buck.
nah, most definitely.
Grown man, though.
Yeah, man. Macaulay Culkin, wrestling. Man. I knew that was going to be
Nah,
tinker wrestling. You wouldn't do that.
Nah,
You wouldn't do that to your
That's
wrestling.
bad for the culture.
Yeah. I got you. Question of the week, man. One got to go. No pill for him.
Woo!
We
Don't feel
hate
Yeah.
the
Yeah, for sure.
It's difficult, man. You realize you're red and blue and all that shit.
One got to go.
Uh-oh.
the NFL, the NBA,
man.
marital or premarital sex, however you got going,
Just 6 period.
and a cell phone or gaming system. So electronics. One got to go.
So you got NFL, NBA,
Yep.
basically 6.
Yeah, basically sex.
Or electronics.
Or,
basically.
yeah, like your cell phone or your gaming system.
NFL can go.
I'm gonna go NBA. No, that's my boy LeBron James. I can't do that.
Like, NFL can go.
NFL can go.
NFL can go.
You can't take my phone.
It ain't
Nah.
NFL.
Can't take the salmon.
It ain't
Yeah.
no games.
Salmon got to stay.
You know what I'm saying?
Salmon.
What's number one?
Uber stand?
What's number one on the list? Priority. We're going to do a priority. We're going to get out of here.
I'm out.
You out? Yeah.
Nah. Oh, it's 200.
It's 200. Rank 'em, goddamn.
Number one gotta start.
Well, yeah. What's number one?
What's number one?
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Salmon. How the hell I get my salmon?
What's your one-on-one?
Yeah, come on. Yeah,
What's number one?
Salmon gotta stay.
Salmon got to stay.
Yeah.
Ain't no question. What's number two? NBA number two.
NBA number 2.
Nah.
I'm gonna go NFL.
Cell phone might be number two.
Electronics gotta be number 2.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Because NBA is only a certain part of the year. What you gonna do after that?
That's true.
Electronics got to be number 2 for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I
Take it
respect
to the G's, baby.
Take it to the
G. Hey! Tweet us with questions during the show. Apple Press. Don't forget to comment and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page. On the iTunes page, please rate and subscribe. And more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To tell all the friends.
To tell the electronic friends.
For sure.
Tell the ex-hamster friend.
Hey,
For
man,
sure.
shout out, man, for sure.
Shout out to
They didn't
them,
upgrade.
Michelle.
Hey, Jeff, they didn't upgrade.
Shout out to
The
them.
pages, man. Listen. Yeah.
We're talking at the
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the revolution will be podcast, for sure.
Definitely.
Before we get started with the first half, you got a poll question, Weezy.
Yes, sir.
Let the people
Poll
hear.
question this week is.
Don't cut me off.
Poll question this week is. The Cleveland Browns solidifying number 1 pick in the 2018 NFL draft. Which top prospect will have the best chance of being number 1? Josh Rosen, UCLA. Sam Darnold, USC. Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma. Josh Allen, Wyoming.
Okay. Coach Brown would hit on Josh Allen during the halftime situation, but I would say the person that will end up going number 1 will be Josh Allen for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
They saying Josh Rosen might decide to stay.
Right.
Because Cleveland got that pick.
And Chip get a hold on him.
He can't use Josh Rosen though. He can't. No, he can't.
Not
He
what
needs a
want
quarterback.
mobile.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Yeah,
All the
conducive.
quarterbacks can run.
Yeah, he need a mobile quarterback.
Mariota's
Yeah.
and Dixon. What's his name?
Yeah,
Dixon.
Dennis Dixon.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Who you got, Jim?
I agree.
Yeah, nah, most definitely.
I'm going to go Sam Darnold.
I don't think he's coming out, though.
Sam Darnold's
Paul.
He talking about
Super
staying too.
Bowl.
I heard he was talking about
That's what I'm saying.
Sam Darnold's leaving.
We talked about
Is
it on the show.
Cleveland that bad an organization where people don't want to go there?
Look at their past quarterback.
Yeah.
Look with the coaches that they have, man. They don't do the quarterbacks. Do the coaches. It's been bad coaching.
And quarterbacks.
And quarterback.
Nah, man. Listen, Deshaun Kaiser's a good quarterback.
No, he's
He's
not.
just
You
one
still
of all of them.
you gonna ride into the woods.
Yeah,
He
I'm telling
is.
you.
That's
for
his-
sure.
that's his
my
man.
guy.
That's your man.
I'm not
That's
gonna
your
jump off
man.
the. Yeah, I'm saying.
Okay.
Bandwagon is empty right now, but guess what? So is what's my man name? This is the quarterback now. Jared Goff. It was empty, wasn't it, Weezy? The bandwagon was empty when they ended last year.
Yeah.
Now with that bandwagon slick
So
fool.
you saying switch your colors like Jared Goff?
Yeah.
I got
Most
We
definitely.
used to give you hell about golf.
Yeah.
We did.
Goff did his thing, man. That was a good call.
He
For
was
sure.
God, though.
Y'all ready to get started the first half?
Let's do it.
Let's go, fella.
The first half is underway.
First half, man, how the sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week. Before we start, I'm your host.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
It's your boy Weezy.
It's Coach Lock in the building.
Lock underscore the.
Underscore great.
Yeah, it's still popping.
Hey, Animal Brown. Hold the underscores down,
Yeah,
baby.
underscores for sure. They everywhere. Jeff, you got them FSP guys. I ain't fucking with it.
All right. This is usually a J-Ho segment.
Hold on. No. I got my ass whooping this damn thing for 8 weeks in a row.
Let them cook.
Don't do that.
Let them cook.
Don't do that.
Let's just move on.
Wait, don't do
Move
that.
on.
All right, let them have it.
Alright, like I'm saying, this is usually a J-Ho segment, but it's championship week. We're not going to talk about how we got here. Let's just move on. We have DP. Shout out to DP.
Shout out
I know
to
he's
him.
listening.
Shout out to DP, man.
His team show me them TDs. Versus Weezy, producer of the show, say, "What's up, Weezy?" I always want to say that. And his team, you choose a side. The score is currently 116 Weezy to 126 DP.
Ooh.
DP's done for the day.
Whoa.
Weezy got his defense playing right now, which is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not looking too good. And the Jaguars kicker. He also has Juju playing tomorrow night. It's going to come down to Juju.
Juju.
How you feel about that?
How you feel, Weezy?
I need Juju to come through. USC boy. He always come through for me.
That was your man's too.
That's my guy. He got to come through for me.
He got to come through for you now, because your DP going to let you hear about it.
Most definitely.
If I win this league, do I get number 1 pick next year?
I don't think it's how it works.
No.
I'm asking. You know, my first time playing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we don't reward you
What
for
do
winning.
you get them one pick? In this sport, what do you get them one pick for winning?
No, I was just trying to,
Trying to sabotage.
Yeah.
something.
Again, this is normally a J-Hole segment, but I'm going to kick it over to my guy now. He's ready to come back to the show.
Yeah. Congratulations, man. FSP Fantasy Football 2017 12-man league. Coach Locke, you told me 2 years ago.
I tried to tell you.
Jake.
No, hell no. I told you 2 years ago, leave it alone.
I did.
You didn't
I
listen.
did.
You didn't listen.
Coach, I won 13-1.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. Bowl swag, man. Let's talk about some bowl swag. The 2017-18 bowl season is upon us. And players are participating. And I'm hot about that shit. It's still warm, man. I didn't know.
I tried to help you avoid
Yeah, no, for sure. Players, they can't be paid any money, Coach, per NCAA rules, and they can only get a $550 limit. So let's start off with the bowl gifts that give players freedom to spend how they want. At the Citrus Bowl, Notre Dame versus LSU, they get a $400 Best Buy player shopping spree.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And a watch,
Right.
for sure. At the Peach Bowl, Auburn versus UCF. Why in the hell is Auburn playing UCF?
They got feed.
That's true. I forgot.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
That's something
sense.
better game than what people think. Too.
Yeah, for sure. They get
a lot
a
of talking against it. They telling Auburn they ain't
Yeah, they ain't seen no speed like that.
yeah, no, for sure. They ain't playing the SEC.
Exactly.
Auburn gonna beat the hell out of them.
No, that's what UCF is saying.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
tell you. Auburn's gonna beat the hell out of them.
You think so?
No, man. That's what I say.
Yeah, for sure. Clearly, I don't know. $300 Vanilla Visa gift card, and then at the Camping World Bowl, Virginia Tech versus Oklahoma State, they get the $400 Best Buy player shopping trip for sure. If you get a $400 Best Buy shopping trip, what you getting?
In Best Buy?
Mm-hmm. Coach, you the Best Buy champ, so what's up to you?
I mean, you gotta think about
Coach,
it.
keep busy in Best
You
Buy.
got to. Just think about it though.
Mm-hmm.
They are all of them already got their PlayStation console, Xbox, whatever.
Yeah, easy.
I'm probably gonna put it toward a TV or something, or
Big
some
dog TV.
Big
headphones.
dog TV.
Yeah.
Look nice and blue. I don't know. I might go nice. The little Bluetooth speakers, the little wireless joint, JBL.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Joint
nice. Yeah.
I can see that.
Gifts that are the most fun at the Fiesta Bowl, Washington versus Penn State, they get a PS4, a Pro
Nice.
bundle, fossil watch, and a backpack. And then bowl packages with the most variety. I'll just pick one of these at the Alamo Bowl, Stanford versus TCU. They get an Amazon Echo Show, $175 Amazon gift card, fossil watch, a mini helmet, Rock'em Sock'em Socks, whatever the hell that is, team panoramic photo, and also a gift card to, I think this says Best Buy as well, so it's probably like a $50 gift card there to equal out to $550. The most prestigious one are gifts that are maybe gift suites. What exactly is a gift suite? They're private events in which participants can pick from a variety of items, from electronics to jewelry to even furniture that total up to $550. And this is where Georgia versus Oklahoma, Miami versus Wisconsin, they get the gift suite, the watch, and an adjustable hat for sure. So
Shout out to the Snapbacks.
now, granted, when they go in here and get these gift suites, that's where players were having trouble. They were getting more than $550 and just not telling people. And in turn, you know, you pick something like, I'm gonna get this too, and then this. So they don't really care, man. They're not monitoring.
They're
that,
not.
man. Bowl swag though, has it? I know we did this every year.
Right.
With bowl swag, has it seemed like it's gotten a little bit more condensed to make it a lot less? I would say like
Take the trouble out.
yeah, for sure.
Most gift card.
Because they were getting hella shit when we
Yeah.
first started doing this.
When that gift card run out, you can't go to the register with $700 worth of stuff.
Sure.
It's only
Yeah.
$500.
Yeah.
You can't get there. You gotta put that back.
You remember when that guy went to the belt? It was a belt ball.
Yeah.
And the guy came in and he didn't use his belt card. He just put stuff in his pockets. Y'all remember that he got suspended off the team from a belt ball. So they're trying to end it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Crazy.
Yeah. Nah, we're a bit better place.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't say that. He said that.
Wow, man. Let's transition off
That's
that.
rough.
Yeah, it got dark. Did y'all know LeVar Ball is the change we need in basketball?
Oh,
Is it?
It's Jeff boy.
You know it. LeVar is looking to start his own big baller brand basketball league. Say that twice. The league will consist of players fresh out of high school who did not want to take part in the one-and-done rule in the NCAA and NBA as in place now. The Big Baller League will pay players from $3,000 to $10,000 a month. Is this just a great idea, or can he really pull this off?
If he can pull it off, I think it'd be.
Let's just be honest. LeVar Ball is what we need right now. Fine.
I think he's just one of those guys, man, where his great ideas, at the same time, with those great ideas come things that he does that are a little bit too big at the certain time. It's a great idea, right?
Right.
But in turn, of course, you look at it, you see players. Ty Gurley got kicked off the team for signing $5 gift things of his jersey with his name on it.
Right.
He lost his eligibility.
Right.
So in turn, if you go through that, I think just him, 10,000. Was it 10,000
For the best player.
Yeah, I wouldn't vote against
month?
it. But I wouldn't vote against it.
So this is the question you have to ask yourself.
Mhm.
If this league starts up, how long are you going to watch this league? Because what's going to be the skill level of players that are playing in it?
Just like college basketball.
Yeah. What if you have a Marvin Bagley in it?
But he's not. So you think he's going to pick that over your Dukes and Kentuckys?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Unless not saying Duke is doing this.
They are.
Unless there is some under the table, get your mom a job, get your crib, something like that. There's some stuff like that is going on. You looking at this like, I'm gonna play this league 3 months to 30,000, and then go play professional.
Like another 3 months.
What is it, 3 to 5 months? Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Just for the summer. I mean,
Yeah.
It's
Just to get you.
But the catch was he said was you have to play in the
Big baller
BBB brand stuff.
Yeah.
So is he gonna make them play just while they're in that, or is he gonna try to make them play in that once they leave this league?
Yeah.
That's the
I'm
question
sure he's
you
gonna
have to
say a
ask.
sales pitch, but he gonna make them. While he's in the league, it's gonna be big baller run.
For sure.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the NCAA should have done a long time ago what they're trying to do, but at the same time, man, it is giving them a chance to get money if they don't want to go to college. Everybody's not made
That's
to
true.
go to college, but at the
A lot of
same
these
time,
kids are just wasting a year.
yeah,
No,
I agree.
Like, what's the kid from North Carolina that's jumping everywhere?
Zion.
If he plays in that league, I'm watching.
Yeah, there's no reason for Zion to play. He would go overseas. He make more money.
Right. That's the
That's-
thing.
that's-
The kids like your Marvin
Mhm.
Bagley, they're gonna go over there and get $1 million for
Exactly.
that one season.
Yeah.
You only giving them 40,000-50,000 max in this.
Mhm.
I just don't see.
I can see that. I just think, and then also going overseas at that age, 17, 18 years old, and abandoning your family, that's a big step.
It is.
It's a different
Just for
lifestyle.
1 year.
For 1
Just
year.
for 1 year. You know
I
what I mean?
agree.
So that's gonna factor in too. It may be some players say, well, yeah, that million sounds great. I can hold out and get this 50 million
Yeah.
when I go pro and just get this
True.
50,000 right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just gives you options. I like the fact that if it works, it's giving another option.
Right.
I know he has some big money behind him, which makes sense,
Yeah.
and that's cool. But at the same time, it's a good start.
Yeah.
I just think the actual messenger is the wrong messenger.
Right.
He's
If this-
the change.
He's the change we need, but he, as we'll get into, things that happened through sports in 2017 in the second half, we'll talk about him a little bit more specific. But if this was Mark Cuban doing it, if this was
Why? Wait. Why Mark Cuban?
no, I'm just
He says controversial things too.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm trying to. It will be looked at different
Right.
because he's not doing the exact same thing that LeVar has done over this year, over this 18 months. LeVar has he done anything positive? You would say for sports?
Yes.
What's that?
Just having this conversation right now.
Yeah,
So that right there is something positive to me.
no, for sure. I think what I'm saying, mainstream media though,
Right.
looking at LeVar Ball.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do apples to apples though.
Mhm.
When Mark Cuban first burst onto the scene as an owner in the NBA, he was the most controversial NBA owner we've ever seen.
Most definitely.
So if he did this the first year he was an NBA owner, or the first year he was on the scene as an NBA owner, he would be getting the same kickback that LeVar
That's
Ball
what I'm
did.
saying. Just like he's doing it too early in the game. That's all I'm
I
saying.
respect
that.
that.
Yeah.
To hurt the game.
All the crazy statements.
Oh
he's
yeah,
saying.
just the stuff that he's doing. It's given his kids, have done things. Not his kid. His one kid done something, and he pulled him out, even though it was a situation where he should have been actually,
Well, let's look
stayed, and he should have fought through that.
Well, look at this too.
Mhm.
Now, those two other players who were with him who did that,
Mhm.
they've been shut out for the whole
Yeah,
year.
Yeah, for sure.
So-
Two top 50 players in the world.
So
Yeah.
if I'm LeVar and I know this is coming, why
Mhm.
not pull my son out?
For sure now, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's ahead of the game. He's like a genius right now.
Hey, man, for sure. We'll see. For sure.
It will. Now, Papa John's founder, John Shatner, criticized the NFL leadership for how they were addressing players and kneeling during national anthem. And pretty much blamed him for the dropping sales of Papa John's. We all heard about that.
Yeah.
Sure.
So with that came the backlash, and now Papa John's CEO is stepping down next month. Now, for the listeners don't remember what he said. He basically said there's controversy, it's polarizing the customer and polarizing the country. Since then, those shares have dropped 13%, which reduced his value and stake of the company close to $84 million. So he's going to be replaced by the COO, Steve Ritchie, on January 1st, but he will remain chairman of the board.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Is that going to help Papa John's sales go back up now that he's stepping down?
I had Papa John's about 4 hours ago.
Okay.
So in turn, it's not gonna affect him. People that built something from scratch, the guy from Chipotle, he gave up his share. The guy from Panera did the exact same thing. I think it's just one of those things where, okay, yeah, I'll step back. I'm still gonna get this.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna get my.
That's the part of business. That's what you do in business. Build it up just to let somebody else take it over.
Yeah.
You step back.
He did it in 2005. He stepped down in 2005, came back in 2008. It's just one of those things where, thinking he just
do what he wants.
The actual people were like, hey, you gotta chill out.
Right.
In turn, he was plastered at the Louisville game.
Yeah.
He came out and said this shit.
So
So
much.
It was a board meeting. Hey,
it's like,
hey, bro.
you did start this from scratch,
Yeah.
Papa.
But let me tell you something. You mess with everybody money.
You mess
Right.
with everybody money now. Our pizza is top 3 among fast food pizza restaurant chains. That's easy.
Pizza
Late.
People was killing it too.
Yeah,
I was like,
top 3.
Papa
It's
John's
number
good
1.
to me.
It's the number 1 fast food.
That's not.
What's-
What do you rank as
So
fast food?
Pizza Hut,
Pizza Hut,
Domino's.
Pizza Hut number
No, there's no way. Pizza's trash.
Ah.
Yeah,
I
not
haven't
trash.
had
It's
a
number
good-
2.
I haven't had a good pizza in a long time.
Nah, for sure. For sure.
Other than Slim Bugs. Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to Slim Hudson, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's keep it in the NFL. Now, Jeff, before we do that,
Okay.
we have a message for Weezy. Should we do it?
Oh, Lord.
Should in the middle of the first half?
No.
Should we do it? What do you think?
Lord.
Think we should-
Let me have it.
You want pause?
Pause that.
Yeah,
Pause
yeah.
that.
Yeah, okay. Let's hear it real quick. Yeah, me too.
We all do this.
Yeah, let's see what's going on. Let's go.
What's up, Weezy? This Butterball, man, a real being, man. Hey, we out here, man, you know what I'm saying? From the south side, 14th Ave, you know. Like Easy Jay said, you know, hey, I'm out here, man. Hey, I had to come down there and bust your head, dog, and let you know who I am, man.
So there we go. So we back live. So Butterball came through, you know, he said, you know, yeah, shout out to Butterball. Butterball said, you know, whenever, however, on the south side,
Hey.
you know what I'm saying?
on the south side with that one.
Yeah, for sure. Until the mic can't save you.
I don't need a mic here. Shout out to Butterball.
Shout out to Butterball. That's family right there. That's family.
Hey,
That's my family.
That's funny. In the pre-meeting,
Yeah.
I said, Weezy, you better leave Butterball alone.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't got
Your
no
ass.
Nah, Butterball with my ass.
Butterball, now listen, Butterball said, don't make me come out there, bust your head. He hit his bell out. He hit his bell out. He hit his bell
Let's
out.
see about Butterball.
Hey, nah, man. Shout out to Butterball.
Shout out to
Butterball,
Butterball,
man.
Shout out to Butterball, for sure.
He a listener of the show. He just wanted to play along in this big
Yeah,
thing.
that's all.
Show 200.
That is what I'm trying to say. I wish you got me, Butterball. One of the best people
Man,
in the world.
In the world,
man. Just a solid dude, man. Shout out to Butterball,
I'm
man.
coming to 14, though.
Yeah, for sure. Come hang out,
I'm
man.
coming to 14.
Let's keep it in. And nobody's out there. You be by yourself. Let's keep it in the NFL, man. We retired NFL running back Darren McFadden filed a lawsuit against his business manager last year, alleging that he basically mismanaged his money. McFadden said he lost $3 million in a Bitcoin business venture that was mostly fraud. It was committed by a man named Michael Vick. An Arkansas native, Michael Vick,
Oh, okay.
is not the NFL players most associated with that name. Had Vick invested in Bitcoin for McFadden, it would have costed him, and listen to this, $237 million.
Jesus.
Dude, so when at the time when he would invest, it was $790.
Yep.
Now today's price, if you invest that same $790, it would be $20,000.
It's 237 million.
This one trying $237 million. Do you understand what I would do? Like dead ass, it should be clearance to kill. Like
for real.
For real, man.
For
At least put like fight me.
Yeah.
At least
come outside.
At least for sure.
For real.
Like hey, let me holler at you. You can't. This
No
is he only
cameras.
made $60 million in his career.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me I'm gonna damn quadruple that?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Just by a person that didn't invest the money that they said that they were gonna do.
That's low down.
Jesus.
And
Shout
I
out
get
to The
it.
Rock, man.
And I get it. You probably trying to
Woo.
save it for itself because you know that Bitcoin stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little finicky.
It was iffy.
Yeah.
But in turn, the guys that created Facebook,
Yeah.
they invested $11 million.
Yeah.
They're billionaires now. So in turn, man, $60 million and a kid like Darren McFadden comes from Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Shout out to Sean Watts.
Shout out to Sean Watts. That money is a little different. You need that $60 million. You feeding families with that $60 million.
Yeah.
So you need 237 on top of that 60, man. You know how sick I would be, dog.
He got to come outside.
I got to meet him.
He got to be me.
Man, I got to meet
Let's
him.
make it go on.
All right, man, you got to smell my cologne. Yes, me, y'all.
Yeah, all that
For
shit.
sure. For sure.
Speaking of fisticuffs, UFC President Dana White claims that he has had serious talks with undefeated boxing champion Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd claims his comments were misconstrued, however. Floyd states that he could make $1 billion in the UFC if he chose to. Wow. But did not say he wants to end it or wants to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Judging by Floyd's previous on-again, off-again negotiations with Pacquiao and Conor McGregor, do we think we'll see him in the octagon?
Never.
Floyd is a lot of things. He's not dumb.
He's not.
Nah.
No matter what people think, he's not. He would never step foot in there.
Nah, I don't know.
Nah.
See, every time he go on and off again about he
That's
talking
what I'm
about something,
saying.
he usually does it.
That's what I'm saying. Because you gotta remember the Pacquiao. Not saying he's gonna do it, but the Pacquiao fights, he would say, "Nah, we're not negotiating."
Right.
Then all of a sudden, the Pacquiao negotiates like heating up out of nowhere.
I know.
Conor McGregor,
Yeah.
we're not fighting. I'm not fighting him.
Right.
Out of nowhere, heating up.
Yeah.
But the key is he's still in the boxing realm.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And then there's a gentleman that just proposed that they fight in a non-takedown fight in the octagon, to where his hands and feet are legal,
Nah.
but I can't take you to the ground.
No.
Now, here's my thing: if that's the rule, he got a better shot than he did in a full.
They can't pay him $1 billion.
But you know how many people will pay just to see him get his ass whooped?
Then not for sure. People will pay for that. Just for that.
Yeah,
No
there's people who will pay just to see that happen.
He has too much pride, though.
If it's close
It
to
would be.
$900 million,
Yeah, he'll
he jump in the octagon.
he'll double what he made with Conor.
Mm.
You know
It's
he'll
just-
do it.
Now, it could be a negotiating ploy like y'all saying, but at the same time, I just can't see him getting in an octagon where feet are able to be used. And then it's a whole nother world.
I'm
man.
gonna go ahead and say 6 months and then we'll see him training.
I think he already is. I think he
We'll see him
already is.
training.
I think he already is. You just want to see what he can do as far as
He love that money, coach.
He
that's a
better
Yeah, get that,
half
man.
a billion.
Will
one
it,
night.
I asked you this too, Jeff. Will
Okay.
it affect his 50 and Omar? Will it go against his?
I don't think
okay.
that's
Because two different sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different sports.
I still ain't doing it.
Nah.
I don't want him to do it. I don't want him to do it. Because he's going to get out there and get
He gonna get hurt. He gonna get hurt. For real.
Now, first, Michael do it, motherfucker.
Yeah, because like, he's such a defensive fighter. He's never really been hit a lot,
Yeah.
so he's not gonna. His body ain't gonna be able to take all that.
No.
And the way he carried McGregor in their fight, the way he didn't want to make him look bad, they're not going to do him like that in the octagon. Somebody going to want to whoop his ass.
Yeah, they
Like
don't
I
want
was
to kill
doing.
it. Yeah. Speaking of that, man, it's crazy stuff. Your boy Chris Stapps Porzingis, the unicorn, who plays for New York Knicks, gave his teammates an early Christmas gift by giving them all custom Timbs.
Oh,
Now, we know Timbs are a New York staple, so each pair had the player's initials and numbers on the boots.
Wow.
Now, since then, we've seen other NBA players come out. Your boy, John Wall, he gifted all his teammates with Rolexes.
Yeah.
Shout out to John Wall.
Presidential.
Shout out to John Wall.
Presidential Rolexes.
Yeah, for sure.
So, your boy, DeMar DeRozan, was in the meeting talking to his teammate, Serge Ibaka. And Ibaka was joking him saying, yo, DeMar, so what you going to give me for Christmas? He said, I ain't giving you nothing.
Nah.
He was like, you made the money. He was like, well, I'm going to go play for John Wall. He said, go ahead. I don't care. Most you get out of me is a Subway gift card.
That's Mark DeRozan.
That's that like. That's that like. That's Compton. That's that Compton coming out. Yeah. Did they give Hornet set? The horny on the side.
Nah, they didn't say whether or not they gave. They didn't say whether or not they gave him one. They didn't say whether or not they gave him his joint, but you know.
Horny.
On the side.
On the side. I need that presidential. That's what like 60. That's like 640 for them 14 players.
No
That's crazy.
No tip.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, nah, for
TikTok
sure.
on the
You got to sign 110.
Yeah, you got to do
640. That's the tax write-off too.
Yeah.
Right, and
Shout out to
bonuses
Chris
he got from playing the playoffs, man. He ain't missing
I
that.
need some of my NBA homeboys to use me as a tax write-off for my student loans.
Bless.
Come on, man. I need that. Get them out of here. Let's move on to the NBA, man. Tim Duncan spent his 19-year career with the San Antonio Spurs, winning 5 NBA championships, 15 All-Star nods, and 2 league MVP trophies. But a free agent decision was super close to the point where he almost left, joining the Orlando Magic. According to Bruce Bowen, he confirmed that Tim Duncan was almost but headed to Orlando in the summer of 2000. The Magic were atop his list of destinations. When Tim went out to meet with Orlando, he asked one question: can my family fly on the plane with the team? Not every game, some games. And Doc Rivers said no. And that's where he lost Tim Duncan forever. That stopped him from joining Tracy McGrady and Grant Hill, from what would have been the most dominant big three in basketball leading up until, of course,
Three that we
Boston.
seen.
Yeah, I would say that Boston is the second compared to
Miami
the
Heat,
Heatles,
right?
yeah, for sure. Now, so you got Tracy McGrady, Grant Hill, Tim Duncan, Bo Outlaw. Come on, man. You look at it and you say,
in the East.
In the East
Right.
now.
That'd be rough.
Cakewalk, man.
They won 2 more championships after that, and if you look at it, played in 4. You also go back to T-Mac. He never played out of the first round.
Changes his career.
He did.
No.
Spurs.
That don't count.
You're not counting that?
Hell
Okay.
no.
All right.
Yeah, he played 17 minutes that whole playoff. Yeah, man.
I'm just trying to look out for T-Mac.
As you should. You got to look out for them. Also, what came out, they said that Jerry West said that he was trying every possible way to draft T-Mac instead of, I forgot who they drafted that year. They couldn't get a trade done.
Yeah.
It would have been, so they drafted, they got Kobe and Shaq that same year, 96. 97, T-Mac comes out. They were going to draft him. Boom. Couldn't get the trade done.
So you took Kobe, Shaq, and T-Mac?
Kobe take.
Dangerous. That would have been dangerous.
T-Mac said, he was like, man, my life would have been totally different because I was able to, play alongside those guys. Would Kobe be the same
I don't
Kobe,
think that
though?
would have worked.
I don't think so.
I think it would have played out
Nah,
just
I
how it
think
played
that
out in
would've-
Toronto.
You can't change Kobe's game.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think you can change Kobe's game.
I don't think Kobe would have. He would still been Kobe. I don't think he would have been the Kobe he is today.
Kobe would have been Kobe. T-Mac would have left. It would
T-Mac
have
would've-
happened just like it did in Toronto.
Yeah.
Vince and T-Mac couldn't work. T-Mac left and went to Orlando.
So that would have shortened. Kobe wouldn't have maybe 5 then.
Yeah, he still got the fight. Shaq was still there.
Shaq, yeah. He would have got those rings. I think he would have been like
So somebody's numbers would have suffered. So who numbers gonna suffer?
T-Mac.
T-Mac wouldn't have had numbers. He would have been learning the game as
He
a
would have been learning. It
a
was
second or third
because
player.
you look at it when he
Second,
was
third year player.
in Toronto, he was on a learning curve. He wasn't playing that
Bench.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in turn, he left to get more shots.
Yeah,
Let's just keep
yeah.
it a buck.
Yeah, that's
He
what I'm
left.
saying. It would have been the same thing.
You think it would have been?
It wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have worked.
Heck no.
But that Orlando T-Mac and Tim Duncan.
Because
That'd
Tim Duncan, come on, that's
crazy.
Tim Duncan.
It's
He's
Tim
a big
Duncan.
fundamental. He don't need much. Just leave me alone right here on the
Yeah,
block.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn. I know T-Mac's sick about that.
Woo!
He said, I got to talk to Doc.
Shout out to Doc. Let's keep it in the NBA.
Mm.
Oh boy. Let's have a quick update on Chris Bosh's mom, Frida Bosh.
Frida Bosh.
Frida Bosh.
Frida.
We recently reported she was questioned in a suspected drug ring happening out of her home in Texas.
Yeah.
Well, Frida was arrested this week. Police suspect marijuana and other narcotics were being sold out of the DeSoto, Texas home in which Chris Bosh, her son, owns. Police also claimed that Frida Bosh and her tenant, Jonathan Brown, allowed a disabled person to live there on the condition he used his disability check to pay Brown's part of the rent.
Mm-hmm.
Police also allege they forced the disabled tenant to help deal cocaine and heroin
Mm-hmm.
out of the home.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, yo.
Now,
Come on,
Mama.
the
Oh, man. I told y'all.
2 weeks ago,
2 weeks
I
ago.
sat here and said,
You defended
no,
Frida.
listen, this is somebody's mama, y'all.
You defended Frida.
Yeah.
And I said, man, this is somebody's mother.
Yeah.
Like, leave moms out of this.
Yeah.
Frida, she just probably got the house. She got it, I was blaming it on Bosh's brother.
You was doing a lot, man.
Said, and then I saw Frida Bosh.
Saw that video.
Yeah, you said.
No, that's all right. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say.
Yeah.
I ain't heard Frida talk.
You believe.
And I look, I text Jeff. I said, Jeff, I'm from the south side of Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I know what a clucker looks like. Frida Bosch is a clucker. Ain't no question about it. And she had that house, and she was using that house, like Jeff said, as a front.
Yeah.
For sure. And I had no clue. And I was looking at it, I was like, nah, man, it's Chris Bosch's mom. Bosch tried to get rid of that house in 2010. She wouldn't let him go, man. And he also revoked his mother's power of attorney, which in turn gave him the ability to purchase homes and cars in his name.
Oh.
Yeah, man. So
He
got it. Yeah, he won. He won. If
Bosch knew what was going on.
Yeah, he knew exactly what was going on.
Get away from them.
Yeah, for sure. Damn, Frida. My bad. I was trying to save Frida.
And Heron.
You had the disabled man running, though.
You
had the disabled man running, dog. Frida.
They had everything.
Man.
The boy and that girl.
Whatever you
They
need.
had the boy and that girl.
Oh.
And the grass.
Come on, man. Speaking of some addictions,
Right.
Ooh.
New York Knicks Hall of Famer Darryl Strawberry was on Dr. Oz talking about his sex addiction, and went into detail about how he used to get it in, on, and off the field between innings during the games. The last year on Mad Dog Sirius XM show, he said he used to have sex during the games between innings, but didn't really go into detail. So on Dr. Oz, he went into detail about how he pulled it off. So this is what he would do. He would enlist locker room attendants to go get a frisky female fan from the stands, get it on with them in the clubhouse between stinks on the field. Now he would have people like his teammates and coaches to cover for him while he was doing this. Now, he said his addiction was so bad that he was even arrested while playing for Yo Boys, the Yankees, in 1999 for attempting to solicit sex from an undercover police officer in Florida, which caused him to get suspended for 140 games.
That's a long time.
So this man was basically getting outs on the field.
Yeah.
While he wasn't in the lineup, he going straight in the dugout into the clubhouse, knocking them down.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When he hit third out, you out, he running back through the clubhouse right onto the field.
How you that horny?
Man.
I don't believe that, man.
That's a
rush.
Yeah, you play in the outfield, man.
That's a rush.
He's a horn devil.
I need
speed.
somebody to play with him. I need
I need
Justice. Somebody to play with him.
I need for sure, Doc. Somebody need to confirm this,
Can you
man.
imagine that?
That only leaves like the one inning.
You need
I-
to be in the
yeah.
outfield.
He wasn't trying to hit
That's
nothing.
coke though. That's
It's
you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
He was still
That's
doing
I'ma
the
tell-
cocaine
I'm gonna tell you,
off of the.
Straw better be careful now because you know these sexual
Yeah,
misconducts
They come. Hey, look,
apparently have no statute of limitation.
They on the
They
way.
apparently don't do
They
it.
on the
Like
way.
ask any politician.
They on the way.
Ask hell, you can ask Bill. Bill doing that shit. Man, it was in the 60s.
Man, listen to
70s.
this. Listen to
Man,
this.
dude, people live. No.
Nah.
But this is what I'm saying.
Be
Straw.
careful. Be careful out here, Strawberry.
Straw.
He was.
He asking for it.
on and off the field.
You damn right.
Literally.
On.
No, for sure.
Literally.
No, most definitely. No, that shit crazy. Start tripping. How you that horny?
Three
They number 3 house. Sometimes, and he was playing with Felix Hernandez. He was a hell of a pitcher.
So he get
That's what I'm saying.
Get it popping.
Okay, here we go. And then I promise we're going to halftime. Here's a question. You know what I'm saying?
Here you go.
No, for real. What if he didn't finish?
Oh,
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
No, for real. When you finish, you tell the bat boy, hey, keep it right there. Let me get these.
I don't
go
know.
back.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know?
I don't
You don't
know.
know?
Cameraman, what you think?
Okay, was it fellatio or was it
Everything?
We go. You ready to go? Okay,
Let's go too much.
let's go
Doing
ahead.
too
Time.
much.
Let's go to
Let's
halftime.
go.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime. We have another installment of Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. Coach Brown's a former TSU tight end and the current defensive coordinator for Hillsborough High School in Nashville, Tennessee. Shout out to the Burrows. Coach Brown will give an insight on hot topics from a former player and a current coach's perspective. Let's see what Coach Brown has to say this week.
Good evening. I am Coach Brown, and welcome to Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. It is the 200th episode. Mama, we made it. Congratulations. I want to thank FSP for letting me be a part of this special event, man. I'm just glad I'm part of the team, man. Glad I can add something to it. Want to thank the fans out there, man. You guys have been wonderful. The comments, the feedback. We love you. But we're going to jump right into it. All right. Floyd Mayweather, probably the best boxer of all time, is challenging Kobe, Black Mamba Bryant, to a one-on-one game for $1 million. Now, I heard Mayweather can hoop. And I know Kobe just retired. He still probably can beat 85-90% of the players in the NBA right now. So with that said, Mayweather's this smart. $1 million is nothing to Mayweather, but challenging Kobe Jellybean Bryant, not what you want to do right now. But I would probably pay to see it. To see Kobe drop buckets on Mayweather. Hey, I haven't seen Mayweather look bad in an event in quite some time, so this would be funny to me. I'm going to move on. Okay, Wyoming's quarterback, Josh Allen, said to be a top 10 pick. What do you guys think about Josh Allen? I'm not sold on him. I see that he has an extremely strong arm. He throws a lot of passes in coverage. He has a lot of work to do. But hey, remember, Cal Bowler had a strong arm as well. All right, we're moving on to the playoffs, the NCAA playoffs to be exact. 4 teams, Oklahoma versus Georgia, Clemson versus Alabama. Who's going to win? My prediction is it's going to be an all-SEC national title game, Alabama versus Georgia. I know some people say Clemson has the recipe to beat Alabama, and they do. They do. They can get after it up front, athletic quarterback, speed on the outside with size. Nick Saban usually doesn't lose twice to the same formula. I haven't seen it as of yet. Baker Mayfield is dynamic. Kirby Smart is a protege of Nick Saban. I gotta go with the SEC, man. I'm sorry. I just gotta do it. That's just how I roll, man. Alabama versus Georgia. I will reserve my pick for the national title game later. If it comes into fruition, we shall see. All right. I hate to put a damper on the 200th episode, but we got to talk about this. ESPN, NFL Network has dismissed a few guys for sexual misconduct in the workplace. Ike Taylor, Marshall Faulk, Heath Evans, Donovan McNabb, Eric Davis. Look, man, I don't know what these dudes got going on, but from the stuff that I read, these dudes were pulling their meat out in the office, running in the bathroom on it. Now, look, you got to look at it from a different point of view. Now, if they were really doing these things, it's a travesty. It's not right. I do not condone it. But there are some women in the workplace that are a little more promiscuous than others. And, you know, some guys take it too far. Not saying that what they did was right because she may have been promiscuous. Hey, I don't know. What we're saying about them is speculation. So we have to speculate that they were doing these things because other things may have been happening or being said to them as well. So if you're going to speculate on one side, you got to speculate on both sides. That's all I'm saying. I am neither condoning workplace sexual harassment or touching or what have you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But where there's smoke, there's fire. And if 4 different men are trying this one woman, something's been done or said in the past, and I'm going to leave it at that. You guys are smart. And anyway, she looked like the bottom of a shoe. So I just don't see all them going at her like that unless she going like hotcakes at IHOP. Let's be real. So, hey, y'all may hate me for this. This is the 200th episode. I don't care. Mama, we made it. We got the 200. I'm going to speak the truth. Hey, I am the coach, Coach Brown that is, Rue, and I'm gone.
And that is another installment of Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. First thing he talked about was Floyd versus Kobe one-on-one for $1 million. I'm going to 10. Who wins that, fella?
Kobe, 10-0.
10 shit. And I heard Coach Brown say he can hoop a little bit. That's not true.
It ain't.
No.
He can hoop compared to who?
No, yeah. Mayweather's not a hoop. Yeah, but yeah.
I've seen him. I mean,
No, he shoots 2 hands.
Yeah.
He shoots 2 hands.
10 shit.
Yeah, I know. First, he's not scoring against Kobe.
Yeah,
No, we not saying that.
Nah, he ain't.
Who could Floyd beat?
In the NBA?
No, y'all. I'm just saying who would he have? Who would be a good matchup in?
Oh,
Justin Bieber.
Kevin Hart. That'd
Kevin
be a good.
Hart.
That'd be a good.
Justin
Yeah.
Bieber.
Bieber murder you.
him and Tim Jones played on Instagram one time.
For real.
Like a year ago.
Yeah. Him and
Yeah.
Kevin Hart. That'd be a
Yeah.
good one. Moving on to Josh Allen. He said that, Josh Allen, like we talked about, was widely known as the #1 quarterback in the country going into the draft. I don't believe that Josh Rosen is my guy. We'll give our predictions as far as the actual NCAA Final Four there. And last but not least, the sexual allegations in the network. Tread lightly on this.
Yes, man.
Skate.
Yes. Block is hot.
No,
block is scorching.
No,
Man, look.
hot.
Hot.
You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, Coach Brown said she liked the bottom of his shoe.
He did. That's bad.
We don't really know what's going on. It's still under an investigation.
Right.
But we did make it to 200.
200
more. 200 more. Y'all ready to
Let's
start
move on.
with the second half? Let's go.
The second half is underway.
Second half, man. 2017 year review. Show 200.
Hey.
It's your boy Jay Hope.
It's your boy Big Joe.
It's your boy Weezy. What's cracking?
It's your boy Coach Lop.
Coach Lock, you back?
Back in the building.
Brooklyn, we back in the back.
Most definitely. Mama, we made it.
Beautiful bitch in the back of the back.
You gotta say it like that. You gotta say it like that. Man. You can't just say it.
I'm the realest around. I just happen to rap.
Just
You know what I'm
happen to
saying?
rap.
Just happen to rap, man. FSP, man, we're looking back at all the best moments on the court, field, and gridiron. And basically, by any objective measure, 2017 is it a terrible year?
Nah, I don't say it's a terrible year.
There's a lot going on, y'all, 2017. There we go. Eye-opening year. We lost some of our most beloved public figures, and we endured a year of politics that exposed and widened the rifts between all of us. And yet, through it all, we turned to sports for salvation. Now, some of us have pleaded for a new year. And so when it happens in 2018, we're here to live it. Let's go, man. First thing we'll talk about, Colin Kaepernick, man, taking a knee.
Yeah.
I would say this is basically the most important sports story that came out of the year, and he didn't even play.
Right.
Not now down.
Do you think
Snap.
it will? You think it will?
Pre-game read.
Nah, for sure he. Did he even get a trial?
Nah.
Well, with the Seattle,
I think Seattle. No, they brought him in. He didn't have a full trial.
Oh,
I don't think you're in the 40 this year.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of 40, where your
Somebody
40?
asked about
Hey,
the
Yeah, who said where your 40? Yeah, Weezy, you good? You retired?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit that one out.
You set the whole 40 out?
I'm done with the 40s, bro.
What was it? 2, 1?
5 flat.
half flat.
I ain't running no 5 flat. It's like 40.
It's
No, it
no,
wasn't
it's a 5 flat. It wasn't
Oh,
4, no.
It's like 4-8, wasn't it?
No, 5 flat. 5 flat. Will this Colin Kaepernick situation fall into 2018?
I hope not. I'm ready for the big. I hope not.
I think the the remnants of it is going to spill over to 2018. I don't think we're going to ever be the same in football.
Yeah. Not for sure.
The wool is out there. We see what's really going on there. So people look at it differently. Like I said, I still know people who haven't watched the game at all this year.
That's
Because
true.
of this. You know what I'm
True.
saying?
Yeah, me too. I know somebody ain't watch football at all.
Yeah, because of Cap.
Right.
Yeah.
Over 150 athletes demonstrated in week 3 after the antagonistic comments by some people's president, Donald Trump.
On 5.
Yeah, 4/5. The thing is, and we talked about this on the mashup, Jeff, if you look at Colin Kaepernick for the rest of his life, what he did for this conversation, he will be forever looked at in certain cultures as a revolutionary going down. He didn't have to play a lick of football ever again.
He won't.
Yeah.
Unless it's in the
Do
exit.
you think he'll go into, how we have history? Will he be in history books going through regular schooling?
There'll be a 30 for 30 on me.
Yeah, no, for sure. 30 for 30. What I'm saying is,
book,
there are books like,
Oh,
you know how we have
yeah,
Thomas
He
Jefferson.
won't be in the first study book.
No, he would not be in the social
Social
studies.
studies books, no, but we will have books written on this.
For
this-
sure.
on
No,
this
there's
topic.
books about
Yeah.
Huey P. Newton.
Yeah.
There's books
No,
about,
we'll have that.
I think it would be more of a cultural
Yeah.
admiration
Nah,
for
we
Cap.
didn't learn enough about. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into that. So no, it won't be.
No, what's
That's what I'm saying. That was my question.
Tell our kids about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for sure. Just like we'll tell our kids about Huey P. Newton.
Yeah.
When we tell them about, some of the people that stood for Black Lives Matter and things of that nature. But, dang, man, that was a big moment.
Yeah.
It is.
It was a big moment in sports. That's
So-
the first thing we led off with.
What if he wouldn't have declined his contract? Because he still had another year on his
For sure.
contract. How much of a difference would it have made as far as would it still be going on?
They would have
Would
had
it
to
be?
No, they were gonna cut him anyway.
They would have
Okay.
They were
yeah,
gonna cut him
yeah,
anyway.
it's gonna cut him.
So, I mean, it's just one of those things with Cap, man. I just wonder what his next step is going to be. What is he doing for the rest of his life? He's still a young guy. He's still under 30, right?
29,
28, 29, something like that. Yeah, I
hope he
I'll
does.
watch it.
I hope he doesn't do it. This is gonna become a sideshow. You know what I'm saying?
I think he should just do speaking.
I think it's what his life's gonna be. You know what I mean? Speaking engagement, leading certain movements, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. You got the number 2, Jeff. I know you're excited about this.
It's only fun when you there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What's up, man?
We got to see one of the greatest single seasons in NBA history last year.
Arguably.
No argument.
That's arguable.
No argument at all.
Nah, I mean it's arguable.
If you argue, you just want to argue for the sake of arguing.
No, it was a great season, right?
Yeah, one of the greatest.
It was a great regular season.
One of the greatest single. That's what I just said. One of the greatest
seasons. The season goes into the end of the season, right?
MVP is regular season.
MVP is a regular season award.
Right? You said he had one of the greatest single seasons.
In
the single season is the full thing. He was out. He was at the crib watching the game with us by May.
But you can't. That's the thing about that. You can't incorporate into MVP because MVP is strictly based on 82 games.
I agree 100% with that. That's what he said, right? What he said was the single season. He should have said
one of the greatest
regular.
No, I get that, but what you would do is you would always bring up what he did.
I'm not falling for it
in the playoffs.
It's Christmas.
Every time y'all had the conversation, you would always go into but what did he do in the playoffs?
Right.
But you can't bring that into the conversation.
Okay, but this is the thing. What he did with those, I think he led the league in minutes, attempts, makes, and total points.
Right.
They're still a 5th seed.
Right.
Yep. They lost in the first round.
Yep.
Okay.
It was a regular season award.
Right.
But he wasn't the best regular season player.
Whoa.
I think James Harden had a better year than him. I think Kawhi Leonard also had a better year.
Okay. Now, so
all right, I fell for that one. All right, you can't be serious.
No, I'm dead serious.
No, dude, no.
You know he wasn't the first player to do this, all right?
No, he wasn't. Yeah, for sure. Oscar Robertson, right?
Moses.
Moses Malone since 1982. Yeah.
Won MVP.
Yeah.
They didn't get 50 wins.
No, for sure. You know how long? That was 82. That's 35 years ago.
That's true.
So why is this a problem?
No, what I'm saying
he
is
didn't set a precedent.
No, this is what I'm trying to tell you about Russell Westbrook.
You can't spend a lot of time.
Not a lot of time with it. We can't. But this is the main thing that I get with this Russell Westbrook thing is I don't think that Isaiah Thomas also gets enough credit for what he did with that team.
He did a lot.
He did a lot.
With Boston, Kyrie's doing the same thing. Kyrie's doing the same thing.
No, he's not having.
He's
not having half the year that
he doesn't have to. He's playing within the system. They're still the number 1 seed.
He doesn't have half the numbers.
Same team.
That IT did.
Same team.
IT had one of the best statistical seasons in NBA history.
Okay, Jay. That's cool, right? Same team.
And they made it to the Western Conference Final. Eastern Conference Final.
Same team. Just swap Kyrie for IT. They're the same team. Yes. Yes.
No, I'm saying the numbers are the same.
I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
Same team. Yes.
Nah, it's a better team. I think Kyrie got a better team.
God, dude.
Kyrie had a way better team. Think about it. If you sub out, there's no Gordon Hayward, but there's
no Gordon Hayward.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Who are those persons that you're putting in for Isaiah Thomas? Isaiah Thomas averaged 30 and 6 and had the most fourth quarter points in NBA history.
Could they swap and do the same?
Isaiah Thomas would have any team. Just watch what he do when he get back in January. Watch what he does. Watch what Isaiah Thomas does.
Anyway, shout out to Russell Westbrook's MVP season. Well deserved.
Regular season MVP, for sure.
That's the award, Jay.
Yeah, no, sure.
That's the award.
He's regular season MVP.
Young boy was unanimous MVP. And he win the
chip.
He got
2 of them things.
Yeah, no, he got 2
of them things.
Yeah.
And he went to the
and now his
finals
team,
every year with
team is 11 and
0
without him.
again this year.
Team's 11 and 0
and this team might not even make the damn playoffs.
Have you seen them lately?
Which team?
You know those 5?
They
cooking.
Oh, they
you know those 5 that they beat?
You know they cooking right now, right?
You know they didn't beat
Houston tomorrow.
But whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Yeah, whatever you want to do.
You know they cooking now, right?
You know they beat 5 teams that are not in the playoffs. And they barely.
You know they dub Golden State, right? You know they beat San Antonio, right? Huh?
San Antonio team?
They've beaten the top 3 teams in the West. Every time they play.
And they lost to every bottom dweller team.
I'm not worried about
the Bengals. They gonna make the playoffs?
No, we already bet that. We already bet that.
Yeah, we already bet Chris Paul
anymore. No, they don't. Chris Paul's playing.
Is he?
Yeah, Chris Paul's playing.
Kev, Chris Paul?
Chris Paul not playing.
St. Paul, Minnesota?
Now you cheating.
Paula Abdul?
Chris Paul ain't playing.
I don't care if he's playing or not.
Nah, Chris Paul ain't playing.
I don't care if he's playing or not.
We got Brick Ball.
He don't want to play. He don't want to guard number 0.
Yeah.
He don't want that problem. That's a different monster over there.
No podcast coming soon. No podcast coming soon.
Dude, his shooting
I'm sorry.
trash. He's the worst statistical player in the NBA right now.
I don't care about stats. I care about W's. That's what he said.
You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that. Because the nigga ain't won shit.
Oh my
Okay.
God! New podcast coming, so let's go.
Get turned up.
Yeah, Triple B. Triple B.
Big baller brand,
Yeah.
man.
Then we can skip out the rest and stay right there if you need to.
Nah,
Okay,
man,
all
we
right.
gotta move on.
All
We
right.
gotta move on, man. And we know the ball boys, they made a lot of noise this year.
Mm-hmm.
Lonzo's having his first year's rookie year. His other brother going to UCLA. And, of course, Pop's making headlines with everything he's doing.
Sure.
So, out of those, what do you would say is the biggest? The boy getting in trouble over in China,
Mm-hmm.
Lonzo's rookie season, or now recently, the league that the father is talking about starting?
I would say, man, Lonzo, because he was the number 2 pick, came out very, very slow. He's picked it up here lately.
Absolutely.
He hadn't played in the big baller brand shoes a lot.
Right.
Played in the Kobe's, so in turn he played better.
Right.
I think it's just one of those things, man, with Lonzo. He'll be fine. He just had a lot in front of him.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd comparison.
Yeah.
Not Jason Kidd.
Not at all.
That's a solid comparison.
I'm glad to see Lonzo.
He'll never be Jason
But
Kidd.
no, they were only comparing rookie seasons though. They
Yeah.
were not saying he's going to have the same career as
I
Jason
get
Kidd.
it.
They were
No,
just saying
that's what they were saying. The pro comparison was Jason Kidd.
That's what it reminded me of when I look at
it's
it.
because Jason Kidd couldn't shoot when he first got in the league. Y'all. We know
No,
that, right?
I agree.
Yeah,
but
good.
at least Lonzo can shoot, though. Lonzo can
He
shoot.
shoots way better than
Just-
Jason
That's what I'm
Kidd.
saying. But I think it's a solid comparison for him. Rookie year. He may not live up to it for the rest of his career.
Yeah. It's just with LeVar, man, like we talked about in the first half, all the stuff that he did as far as the criticism that he asked for all of this.
Yeah.
He's the modern day, I would say he's the modern day Chris Jenner. He's the equivalent of Chris Jenner, and he's going to, $24 million with Facebook.
That's the-
24 million people coming in with
That's the
Facebook.
Kardashian.
Yeah, mom.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright.
That audience, what he
I got you.
did, how he's doing it is the same way that Chris did it.
Okay.
But in turn, it started with a sex tape compared to somebody else.
What's the sex tape?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I think he came in saying they were going to change
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
He's doing it.
And I wouldn't say that. I think that they didn't change basketball.
He's laid the foundation to change basketball.
I just need LeVar Ball to know he's not bigger than the game. Keep doing what you're doing, but he's not bigger than the game.
No,
He's not
nobody
bigger than the game.
Well, I think he knows that. I think he has to portray that to remain in the
Get
spotlight the way
attention.
he does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the way the moves that he does make gets attention. Like if he just goes about it in a subtle way, it's not really guaranteed that we care. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's just his delivery
Yeah,
for sure. And he disrupted the conversation, stole the spotlight every place he's been.
Absolutely.
Just kind of similar to how the Kardashians were basically thrown in front of us, and now they're the first family of the United States.
So you call him Kardashian.
He's developing his kids the way, because there's always a story. Have you ever seen a family like the Kardashians with so many storylines? There's a guy that switched his gender. There's all I said was he did. Your daughter is in a sex tape. Yeah, and then your daughter is was in a marriage for however long, 30 days, and then she marries Kanye West, and then you have Lamar Odom who almost dies in a brothel.
Then the whole Black China.
Come on, man.
Brother, and
Then
the other daughter.
you can't.
Tiger and the 15-year-old.
Listen, it's still going.
She's pregnant by
She's pregnant by Tristan Thompson. One of them dates Blake Griffin. One dates Travis Scott. Dude, you can't make up these stories and they keep happening. So in turn, it's very similar to what they have going on. It's just 3 of them for sure, compared to 6 or 7 having. Even the mom dating a 30-year-old black guy. Come on, man. Hey, now for sure. Hey. That's just like my man, Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Shrimping.
Cox. Fletcher Cox. Literally. Fletcher Cox.
I want to get you pregnant.
Man.
Fletcher Cox.
That's the best answer I've ever seen.
Fletcher Cox. Literally. It's Fletcher Cox.
I feel so bad for that guy,
sure.
man.
It was never the same. And the Super Bowl of the Patriots, epic Super Bowl comeback.
Oh, my goodness.
28-3, man.
Was this more so Brady coming back and winning, or the Falcons' bad play calling losing the game?
The second one. This is Falcons' fault. Falcons lost that game. Yeah, for sure.
All I know is it was part of the game. I don't.
Free throws and fouls.
Yeah.
I was part of the
What I
game.
seen Brady do, we ain't never seen nobody do that.
Nah.
Yeah, that's
Nah,
solidified.
for sure. 39 years
Yeah,
old.
that's solidified.
Yeah,
If it was a question before that, you can't question it.
inarguably,
Yeah.
he's the greatest quarterback
Yeah.
to ever do it, for sure.
I don't say you can argue with that right now.
Yeah,
You can't.
You can't.
I used to argue Montana before that.
Not after this.
Nah,
Not
man.
after that.
I can't, man. I can't anymore.
It's insane. It is.
Yeah, nah, for sure. What he did and how long would Brady play?
At least 3 more.
3 more years?
At least.
43?
I don't know. I got a prediction.
Because
right
you got to think about he's right there now, still the best team in the NFL, no matter how much help they get from refs these last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't get hit.
He doesn't take the hit that all the quarterbacks take.
Yeah.
That's what Josh Rosen said. He was like, I'm not sitting out a bowl game because let's just be real. Derwin James can go out here and make a tackle and tear his ACL.
Yeah.
What's the running back? Rashad Penny.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley. They're not playing in the games because they're, it's more impact.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm protected. So I'm going to play.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, Brady's a GOAT.
Yeah.
I hate saying that too.
Yeah, no, you can't argue. Something it's like Jordan. Not saying he's Jordan of NFL, but just saying Jordan.
He is though.
That's
the quarterback position.
That's all.
I think Jerry Rice is the best. He's the Jordan in my eyes.
Oh, the best player you ever seen.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, for sure. You got anybody want to say who?
That's another show.
That's
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I say Barry Sanders could be mentioned up there.
You think so?
Could be.
The Barry Sanders
Cameraman.
do it long enough though to say that because his and it's sad because his career was cut short
But on his own.
because he knew
He's like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this.
There's no way I can sustain this.
You give Barry Sanders a Steve Young to take some of the pressure off of him, or Joe Montana to take some of the pressure off of him.
Yeah.
What does his career look like?
Shit, just give him a left guard and a right guard.
Yeah.
You give him a Joe Thomas.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
for sure, that's all he
somebody
need.
play left tackle.
Yeah,
somebody
nah.
like-
All he had was who's his big attacker, Leon Search.
Yeah,
Somebody like that.
yeah. So it's like when you have players like Barry Sanders, like that's generational talent.
That is for sure. That's once in a generation.
Yeah.
For sure, I agree. I think Jerry Rice though. In
No
my eyes,
argument.
for sure. Yeah. Let's move on to UConn, man. 111 game winning streak snap. My favorite team, UConn Lady Huskies. Like those guys, little ladies. Not for sure. Yeah, I mean, I see Gino.
Yeah.
See, I watched the thing. Gino's like, my guys, man, they play like this.
Yeah.
So I'm used to saying it more
Yeah.
than. But they Mississippi State, man, ended them.
Buzzer beater.
Yeah, buzzer beater. They hadn't
Yeah,
lost
what?
since November 2014.
Crazy.
They got a young team now, though.
Yeah.
So until they only had maybe one senior on that team.
Yeah.
Sinai Chong.
Yeah.
So you bring back Megan Walker, Zara Stevens, a couple of transfers, of course, Crystal Dangerfield. How many more would you say? Would it be another 111 game winning streak?
No.
I don't think they worry about that now.
Yeah.
I think now is the push is like, let's win this national championship.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Let's bring this.
And they'll go play you anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Nah, man.
Yeah, anyway.
I seen them go to UCLA and play.
Yeah.
They go to Notre Dame to play.
Yeah.
That's just how good they are. I think, though, it is becoming a little bit more even.
It is.
That's what I'm
why I
asking.
would never see
You would
it.
never see 111.
It's the gap finally closing.
The
It
gap,
is.
is finally closed.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's too many other teams out here in women's basketball
And
that are getting the same kind of
Exactly.
players. They're
Mhm.
not getting as many,
Mm,
but they're getting those high-profile, high-ranking
Is
players.
Gino top 5 coach ever?
ever.
Ever.
At the
Easy.
college rank, for sure.
Easy.
Ain't no question.
Male or female.
Male or
yes.
female.
Yeah.
Easy.
Ain't no question.
The game
Ever.
Ever.
and the women's game has progressed
Mm-hmm.
to where that I feel like that's helping the gap close. But to answer
Oh,
your
yeah, they're
question,
way more athletic.
Yeah.
well, yeah, not even just athletic, just their skill set.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
the things they can do.
Yeah, like
It's harder to coach women, right? Than men, right?
Coach-
Trey Lyles.
I won't say it's harder. It's just certain things you just can't do.
Mm-hmm.
Certain sets you can't.
Right.
Run. Yeah.
But I won't say it's harder. In some cases, it might be easier
I
because
think
they know they have to
Fundamentals,
rely on
yeah.
their fundamentals
Mhm.
more because they don't have that same athleticism as men.
Right.
to rely on, and you stick
Right.
more to the script than
Right.
anything
They
else.
have to set their screen. They don't. Somebody. I
Yeah,
got
so
you. I got
they're more. They pay a lot more to detail.
Yeah.
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 Shout out to my UConn Lady Huskies. Kia Nurse.
Mhm.
Katie Lou Anderson.
Mhm.
My girls, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to my ladies. Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Golden State Warriors, man. The dynasty's brewing.
Yeah.
Brewing. Great eras in basketball have been defined by great rivalries. The Lakers and the Celtics, the Knicks and the Bulls, the Cavs and the Warriors. For better or worse, 2017 was the year the Warriors provided the rivalry become a little bit lopsided, man. The year after LeBron James brought down his team back from 3 games down, the Warriors took care of business in just 5 games in 2017. Quick work. Quick work, man. Is this the beginning of a new dynasty, fellas?
Yeah.
Most definitely,
Yeah,
right?
KD being of the mental makeup that he is, and doing what he did, they kind of swung the balance of the league. There's nothing you can do about it.
Wait, you say the same thing about LeBron James? Then?
No.
You said
That's not the same situation.
No, he left.
Not the same
He left to
situation.
play with his homeboy.
Not the same situation.
Draymond Green's his homeboy.
Draymond
totally different.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Wade.
It's not totally different.
Dwayne Wade did not text LeBron after.
You don't know what they did. You know what they did. You can't say that. You can't say that. They said that's not even true. Too.
Draymond Green said it.
He said that's not true though. They said that KD's like, man, that's not true. Draymond.
We can't trust KD. He got fake
He
Twitter.
definitely got fake Twitter. For sure.
You can't trust
For
that.
sure. I mean, it's just one of those things. You playing with a player that you couldn't get. You know, you down. You up 3-1.
You up 3-1. You get the ball back to KD.
No, you up 3-1 because you know he was gonna shoot that thing.
And then what happened?
He missed.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get in rhythm. You can't get his rhythm. You have Paul George, one of the best players in the NBA currently right now.
22 points a game. How much?
Who?
Paul George averaging 22.
Dude, you know he has to get the ball. He wants him to be a catch and shooter. Everybody that plays,
Melo has decided to be a catch and shooter.
everybody that plays with Russell Westbrook turns into. No, I'm telling you, everybody that plays with Russell Westbrook turns themselves into a catch and shooter. Am I not lying about that? Look at Victor Oladipo
coming soon.
Think about it.
Wait.
You keep Victor Oladipo's doing since he's
What is it? Okay, everybody brings up Victor Oladipo.
24.
Cool. No. Great. What did he do before OKC?
22.
He was
bro.
killing.
He was killing Orlando.
He was killing Orlando.
So now we're gonna say Victor Oladipo.
They traded him because they didn't want to pay him.
We're saying, I know it. Cool.
Okay.
So now we're saying Victor Oladipo was an all-star level player before he got to OKC.
Come on.
I'm asking a question.
Nobody
He
said
didn't
it.
say
I'm
all-star
just
level.
asking
You
a
can
question.
kill and not be all-star level though.
I don't think so.
Oh, shit.
Who kills and not an all-star player? All-star level
Because it's only so many slots.
I get that.
That's
so
wild.
they do one.
Kimball Walker. He did that. Kimball,
Right.
dude.
Kimball made all-star team.
No, what I'm trying. It took him 3 years to make the team.
But he
made
made the team, yes.
Dude, and Victor Oladipo is actually gonna make it this year.
No, he has no choice. There's nobody.
What do you mean? If it was no, he would make it in the East, in the West.
Oh, for who?
No, I'm telling you, he would make it in the West with the same numbers. If his team was a 4 seed in the West with those numbers, he would make it in the West. They would make it over Damian Lillard, easy.
Man, he won't have as many votes as Damian.
Yes, he will.
He won't make it.
It'll be the coaches vote, and the coach is going to vote for. CJ McCollum will never make the. He'll never be all.
But he won't make it over Clay.
Let's get back to Dynasty.
He won't make it over Steph.
Go back to Dynasty thing.
Yeah.
He wouldn't make it over Westbrook. You keep going.
KD made this a Dynasty.
Westbrook
Right?
fuck around and not make it this year.
Make you up.
Not make what?
The All-Star game.
Nah, don't. Come on, dude.
He just gonna make it off of popularity.
No, he's not. To make it all popular, you have to start. He's not going to start.
So who they gonna put? Steph and who? James Harden?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Wait, stop. They're not doing West versus East this year. So now there's people.
But they still have to pick
teams.
12 people from that conference.
Right, 12 people from the
He's
conference.
not going to be. I'm telling you, he's not a starter. Go ahead, though. What you saying?
So you tell me, right? Hold on, before you say, please hold. Before you say,
James Harden's having a better year than
no,
him.
him on San Jose.
5 people having a better year than him.
Are there 12? Are there 11 or 12 other players in the West?
You can only pick 6 players from the. That's a wing, dog.
Yeah, you can't
There's
go
6
12,
players.
you gotta
There's 6 players having a better year than him.
6 other players.
Yes.
Name them.
Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry,
Nope.
Chris Paul, and James Harden.
Steph ain't played. Klay Thompson ain't done shit.
He's averaging 22 points a game.
That ain't.
What you finna say about Golden State?
I watched that time. He don't score right now.
This is what I'm trying to say. You watched one game, he was 115. The game
I watched all of
70.
it. I got the league pass. I'm watching the game.
You watching some bad
I'm hitting
basketball.
you up. I'm watching.
What the hell
I'm hitting you up on Monday when they play the Lakers and they put them in the
The coach is not gonna pick Klay Thompson over Westbrook.
Come on, oh.
What anybody want to bet that Klay Thompson makes is gonna be 4 Warriors?
Oh,
I'm not saying it's not. I'm telling you,
that's
Westbrook's gonna make all
Most
stars.
definitely.
No, so that's I mean. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's popularity.
What you saying about Golden State?
Nah, let's move on, man.
No, you were saying something about the dynasty.
No, the Dynasty, it's Dynasty because of KD, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's not necessarily true.
That's just true.
They would have won.
Jay.
They won. What are you talking about?
So you saying they wouldn't have made the finals without KD last year?
They would have won that. They
wouldn't have won it.
They would have won that shit, man.
They would,
And that's worse.
You telling me that team beats LeBron James, the best player in the world, without Kevin Durant, without having a loaded.
Without a question in my mind, they've already done it before.
They played Kevin. They played LeBron James with Matthew Dellavedova.
It's a dynasty. It's a dynasty where they can keep repeating with KD now.
When they had a,
would they have done it in 5? No. But they would have beat them? Hell yeah. And they're gonna beat their ass again.
They was up 3-1, and then LeBron showed up.
No, what I'm saying is,
Kyrie Irving.
as long as Kevin Durant's on the team, they're going to the finals every single year.
No doubt.
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. I'm saying
what you're
KD
saying
wasn't
is
there.
Nah, it's not happening.
this is what I'm trying to tell you. As long as that team is together,
Yeah.
if one of them leaves, whatever the case may be, it ain't got shit to do. But this is the difference, though. This kid has 2 other All-Stars with him, and they can't even make the damn playoffs.
Who are you talking about?
Dude,
They're number 5 in the West, ho.
what do you? They won their last 5 games.
number
They
5.
18 and 15.
It's too-
You said they were
it's
gonna
too
be.
early.
You said they were gonna be a 2 seed, my man.
But they're number 5 right now, and they're on the way up.
It's too early.
And
They,
they're on
you know
the
they
way
played
up.
5 teams.
They're
They,
not gonna be a
played
2 seed.
Brooklyn, barely beat Brooklyn.
They're not gonna be a 2
They
seed.
played Orlando. Do you see the teams that they played? The Knicks,
Jim
dog.
said they're gonna be a 2 seed.
I said they're going to be 3 seed.
Oh
I said
my
3 seed.
God.
We'll see.
I didn't say 2 seed. I said 3 seed.
Oh, okay.
Serena Williams, man, she like solidified her GOAT status with her 23rd Grand Slam while she was pregnant.
That's insane.
She's coming back this year.
Mm-hmm.
Is Serena a top 5 athlete of all time?
Oh,
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
so.
I mean, it's
Regardless of
Regardless of whatever.
The way she
gender.
But
dominated.
she dominates her sport.
Yeah.
That's what puts you as top 5 athletes all time. How you dominate your sport, and she has dominated women's tennis ever since she started to play.
Nah, for
From
sure.
Olympics to doubles to singles, whatever you want to call it. Like she was real close to getting the complete
might be
Grand
top
Slam.
Yeah, nah, I think she's, if not the number 1, number 2, she's definitely top 3.
You know what's,
I don't know about number
Yeah.
1.
You know what's crazy? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna put my boy Michael Phelps up there. Top
Michael
2.
Phelps is Usain Bolt's up there too.
Yeah.
We're talking about him.
Yeah.
LeBron James
Exactly.
up there too.
You know what's crazy? But you know what's
No.
crazy?
LeBron James one of the best athletes we've ever seen. We'll never see LeBron James.
Never again.
Ever.
Never again.
Now I'm trying to tell you now, the man played 15 seasons, and you said he's going. Y'all two said he was going to
You're
go
right.
down.
I can't believe it's crazy to see him do this.
You know, this is the thing about that.
Career,
I said on the show, I
Born,
said
like, he
that,
hasn't had any injuries. Knock on wood.
right?
Not my bad for interrupting you, dog. But I'm just saying though, Jack.
no, what I said was like, what I was saying was, you know how people, I said, man, I'm gonna start giving LeBron James credit, then shit like this goes into a conversation. It's so much easier when you're playing with 4 other All-Stars for the last 10 years.
Was it all doing that?
Kobe Bryant, that's not true. Kobe Bryant busted his ass for 10 years, Dolo, no help. Not near as much help as these guys have, even with KD. So, of course, you're going to look better in year 15.
It's Kobe Bryant's fault. He wasn't as likable as LeBron James.
What I'm
Kobe
saying
looked
is,
great in year 15, though. Don't do
no,
Kobe.
I'm talking about, like, LeBron James, he wasn't at his peak, though, Jim. Like, this
Kobe-
dude is still
no.
playing at a really high level.
And
And LeBron is, and it's one of those things where LeBron, he gets the actual time to kind of, not do certain things and relax. Kobe was always taking that shot.
Well,
Kyrie, he played off Kyrie for a year and a half, man.
okay. So I'm glad you admitted that, number 1. And then number 2, LeBron does take off regular season. We've seen him do
For
that.
sure.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant didn't have the luxury to do
No,
that.
you're true.
That's all I'm
No,
saying.
you're true.
Those miles go up.
I don't think it was 4
I hate the
All-Stars.
way people take away from LeBron
You said,
James.
you said
because-
LeBron played with 4
Oh,
All-Stars.
yeah, no,
I
I'm
don't
talking
think
about
they-
throughout the Knicks, including.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I hate
Including
the way
Miami.
I hate the way people take away from LeBron James because he can go out and get 15 assists and 6 rebounds
Yeah.
and
I'm not
score
saying-
6 points, and that's not a bad game for him.
My thing,
He
I'm
never
not,
scored
ta-
6.
I'm not taking away
It's
from
a bad
LeBron.
game.
I think LeBron
Why?
is the
Because he
best
only scored
physical
6
specimen we've seen. In the
I
NBA.
agree.
That's
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's what we're just trying to say. Too.
Okay.
Is that,
Yeah.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, Paul, but I think what you're trying to say is like, as far as a physical specimen,
Right.
we've never seen anything like LeBron James. Now, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Now what
It's
you
like the Allen
can't
Iverson
say is
effect.
that
Like,
because he's
but you know what I
been
mean by that? And we've never seen somebody the size of Allen Iverson do the things that he's done in the
True.
league.
Yeah.
And we've never seen nobody
We
with
saw it last year.
with who?
Isaiah Thomas.
I think what you're saying is because the things he does,
Let me know what
we
you think
take
about.
we take for granted for what he does
Mhm.
because he's been doing it consistently so long. When he does have a game where he might have 13 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, it'll be like he had a down game. But if you get up to anybody else, you say he had a great game. But because we so used to seeing him have 25,
I respect it.
10, and 10. If he only has 13, 8, and 7, you'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
So you telling me that Isaiah Thomas?
Talking about 1 year, Jeff.
Okay.
I was just talking
I
about
just
1
want
year.
you to be
You
respectful.
just said we hadn't seen that like I was talking about that. Nah, and 30 and 7,
Because
the most fourth quarter
we
points
about,
in
we
NBA
about to
history.
scratch every topic we had left on this
Nah,
thing.
for sure.
Did y'all know Oklahoma City's only 2 games out of the out of the 3rd spot in the Western Conference?
It's
They're
early.
only
man.
2
It's
games.
early.
you know that?
Why he didn't say those last 5 games?
Did you
they
know
played
that,
together?
bro?
It's early, man. Hey,
Did
shirt.
Let's move on to the Dolphins coach called snorting coke. What's the quickest way to lose your high-profile job?
Don't count.
Recording yourself doing cocaine.
Talk to yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not running for you, man.
I can't wait till we do this again.
Yeah, for sure.
He was out of control.
What's in it, man? I mean, what's in it? Is it that good?
I don't want to know.
Not only did he lose the girl, he
Yeah.
probably would never
He lost the bag.
coach again.
He lost it
He
all.
lost the bag. He's getting what, like $475,000?
And wasn't he wearing like team?
Yeah, she was fair. On the damn in the damn Dolphins practice
Right.
facility.
On his desk.
On his desk.
She knew what she was doing.
She set him up. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Set him
Like
up, man.
sunshine.
World be a better place.
Like
Man.
sunshine.
Yeah. World be a better place for sure.
Now he need help. He needs some serious
No,
help.
that ain't got nothing to do with help. He had him a young thing. You know what I'm saying? And the young thing, hey.
I don't know.
That sunshine.
I don't know. I take that back. It might have been that good. You're I don't know. I take that back. It might have been that good. So get down here.
Shout out to Weezy.
Yeah. Mayweather versus McGregor, man. Next topic. Sometimes the big sports moments are more about the build up than the actual payoff, Jeff. I think you had a lot to say about that. And I was thinking, man, it's a pretty good solid fight. Then I sat back and I thought about it. I said, that really wasn't a good fight. It was a terrible fight.
Horrible fight.
Yeah. It's kind of what you get. You're getting a guy that was a trained fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get a guy that's a trained MMA fighter into a sport that, something that he hasn't practiced. He just did that for the money. The crazy thing is, with that actual, they led up to that $500 million in income. Both walked away with close to $100 million. That's insane, man.
I enjoyed that fight.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, you can tell he was playing with.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's why
I didn't want to end it early.
when I used the analogy, it was Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage. It was somebody who knew what they was doing in the ring, or somebody who didn't know, and the guy who knew what he was doing was carrying the fight. That's all it was.
It was a dominant conversation all throughout the world.
Absolutely.
And
Let's pray for Conor McGregor though, because since he got that money,
Mhm.
his life has been in shambles.
Yeah, he been kicking it though.
Yeah,
Rita Ora,
He been kicking it. I mean, they got some mob troubles now.
really?
Yeah.
Don't speak on that because I want.
But you saw that though, right?
Mob real.
Yeah, you saw that though,
I ain't
right?
knowing about
Yeah,
that.
he got into it in a little bar, talking a little too much.
Can't play with them.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
Can't play with them.
Speaking of that, I was telling y'all about the $53 million of cocaine
Oh yeah, watch
Found
the
it.
shore.
found in the ocean.
Okay.
$53 million worth of cocaine.
Somebody didn't get it.
Somebody lived the next day. Talking about the mob and all that.
Somebody paid for that.
Million?
Somebody paid for that.
Oh my God.
The wrong way.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. Next topic. Usain Bolt, man. Left the hood, man. Yeah,
Shout
man.
out to him.
30 years old. What's the next phase of his life? What is he going to do?
Chill.
Chill.
Yeah, keep
Man,
jumping,
dance.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Kick.
His name will live forever. Though.
Church
Yeah,
was
sure.
like, I hate to compare them. This sounds horrible. Like horses. Once it's over, it's over.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. He walked away from track and field. A legend, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
Of course.
He's one of the fastest people I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, winning 19 of his 21 world championship races. Is he top 5? That we talking
In
about?
what? Top 5
Athletes?
I mean,
dominating athletes of
Yeah,
our time.
yeah.
Of their sport.
No.
Nah, first of all, he's number one in his sport. Easy.
Ain't no
Number one
question.
in the sport.
Ain't no question. He
Number
won-
one in the
He
sport.
won 3 straight 100-meter and 200-meter Olympics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a 12-year span?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Come on,
crazy.
that's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
2008, 2012, 2016.
That's crazy.
I don't think he's top 5. I
Of
think
what?
he maybe 6.
Talking about
Because I look at
In
it.
our generation,
We haven't seen anybody
we didn't see Ali.
physically,
We're talking about ever.
physically slow up and look and not short 100 meter dash.
And win.
Yeah.
Slow up
What
and
I'm
look at
saying
his,
is,
at his
I'm not
people like,
taking
you know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
not
what's
taking-
up? Like, come on, man.
I'm not taking nothing from Usain Bolt. He's fast, blazing fast.
And his skill.
But when I'm thinking like top 5 athlete, I'm thinking how he trains. Like Serena Williams got to train. She had pregnant. She's running. She's moving on the court consistently. He's running maybe 15 seconds at the most.
Yeah,
Then
but
he's done.
for 12
Don't-
years.
Don't,
yeah, you got to be in really good shape.
yeah, like,
I'm not saying he don't, but I'm just saying it's a blink of an eye. It's over with. He's done.
and the way the motion he goes through from
He ain't moving.
the stands
Mhm.
to out the blocks to do this
Stand up. Yeah.
to standing up. Like, that's an art form.
Yeah, man.
Like, you talk to a track coach, they explain how difficult it is. Because you stand straight up,
You done.
out the gate, you done.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
you
He's
know what I mean?
always losing out of the
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
he does.
That's what I'm saying. So
Serena
to
Williams,
get-
Michael Phelps, or Usain Bolt.
I
That's
think-
part of it. To
I
me.
think all the training is the same.
the same, man.
Nah,
I'm
Michael Phelps in that
telling you,
water,
man.
man. Come on, guy. He in that water.
You telling me you think he just wake up and run that 100 meters like that?
Serena Williams is hitting the ball 100 miles per hour.
No. What I'm saying is, do you think Usain Bolt just wakes up and is
I think
running?
He's God-given talent. I do. I really think it's God-given talent.
I think you really are shortchanging track.
You shortchanging track.
No, I think some of that's God-given talent.
No, it is.
No, a lot of
it
it
is.
is.
Height and stride helps him out.
We done seen Rico in the hood get out, man. Rico, I wonder
He'll
why
smash Rico.
And he'll smash Rico, but we know Rico can go though.
Yeah, Rico fast as hell,
Really?
but he ain't fast like you.
Now, what if Rico trained though?
But this is what I'm saying. Rico not.
Didn't go to 16
He ain't got it
years
here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's half the battle. To be
part of
dominant for 12 years, 3 Olympics like the
You know
way he
how
was.
we would look at Justin Gatlin if there was no Usain Bolt?
Man.
Justin Gatlin would be one of the greatest American sprinters ever.
This is what I'm trying to
There
tell
was
you.
no
He
Usain
owns
Bolt.
world record. So in any era, nobody has ran faster than him. In
All I'm
any era.
saying is,
In the
to be
whole
a great
Olympic history.
athlete. I mean, he's a great athlete.
Right.
But to put him in my top 5, I gotta see him in the summer how he training. Because I know what Michael Phelps doing in their water. I know what Serena doing. She
How
getting
do you
that ball.
know?
No, this is the thing. You have to look at it.
Be a swimmer, coach.
You have to train to be
You
a
have to
sprinter.
you have to
It's
train.
over with though.
No.
1, 2, it's over.
No,
it don't
it's
matter.
over.
He's taller
He
than
ran the
everybody.
100, he ran the 200, he ran the
4x1.
4x1.
If he get hurdles or something, I'm not saying you know what, y'all make me sound like he ain't good. He's great. But if he did hurdles or something like that, I would put him in my top 5.
And this is the thing about him, man. This is the thing.
He
You gotta
got
look
on a
at it.
dime and go and hit that.
We gonna get some heat for some track.
Man, I'm telling you,
You gonna-
for 12 years to stay in shape, even like Phelps did it for 16 years.
Yeah.
So if you do something to be a dominant player for 16
I
years
understand.
with years off,
Y'all saying he's top 5.
yeah, I think so, man.
Name me 5 real quick. So we're going real fast. 5 people.
Jordan, Serena, Tiger Woods,
Tiger Woods.
him,
Phelps.
Who you leave out?
You put Phelps before him?
Nah, no
You
particular
didn't know
order.
LeBron James run up and down the court?
Nah,
Tom Brady
They-
was taking hits from 300 pounds?
he not taking no hits. You
Tom
can't
Brady's
take
been
Tom
hitting
Brady.
more this year than he's been hitting his whole career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Over those 5, those people were the most dominant in their profession.
And think about it. Tom Brady lost. This man didn't lose.
And you put Floyd up there.
Floyd up there. I don't think dead ass though. I think Floyd was lucky. I don't think.
Oh my goodness!
I don't think he was better than Roy Jones.
You can't get lucky. You dodging
Give
the
me
man
Roy
from
Jones.
hitting you from 2 inches away.
Roy Jones in his prime, nobody's fucking with Roy Jones. in his
The
prime.
argument about Floyd.
That's my opinion.
He
That's just me.
He really didn't have that many people to fight.
I don't give a damn. You're in there with another human being. He's dodging you from 2 inches away. That's no
Who the
luck
best
about
fighter of our
that.
generation?
Floyd.
Yeah, give me Roy Jones.
Nah, Jack.
The only reason
Floyd ain't lost.
we'll be here forever debating Roy and Floyd, but my biggest thing between Roy and Floyd is this. Floyd took the time to perfect his craft.
Mm-hmm.
Roy depended on athletic ability only.
I
So
agree.
when he slowed up, that's when he started.
That's when
it happened.
And it was a
Yeah.
slow up, but Floyd stayed with it.
Exactly. That's all I'm
turn.
saying.
All I'm saying
if
is-
Roy dedicated the time that Floyd
No, I'm saying lucky to grow up to be. He didn't really, the competition. He didn't fight his major competition until the person was all the way out of his prime.
we talking about Floyd?
Yeah, I'm talking about Floyd fighting against Pacquiao.
Well, I would disagree with that too. But again, we'll be all that. The only thing I'm saying is if Roy Jones dedicated the time that Floyd did to earning his craft and learning his defense and being a better defensive fighter,
I get that.
hands down is Roy.
You trying to
Hands down. Roy wanted to do too much. He wanted to be a
He's trying to do
showman.
everything.
Wanted to be a showman
Yeah.
and didn't do what he's supposed
I
to do.
get that.
That's all I'm saying.
Let's move on to the Astros, man. Won their first World Series only
Hey.
a few months after Hurricane Harvey ravaged
Great story.
Houston. The Astros brought a World Series trophy home to Texas. Never before in the team's 55-year history did they bring home the title, and they only did it once before they had even made the World Series. So if you look at this, it took them 7 games, though. But
This is the greatest World Series I've ever
it was
watched.
good ass. It was a good ass
good
World
baseball.
Series.
It was so much going on.
Yeah.
Like, the first game 7, both starters failed to go 3 innings.
Mm-hmm.
There was 4 consecutive games with the home run by series MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had 17 strikeouts by Cody Bellinger in the game. It was 25 total home runs hit between the two teams. 29 total bases, which included extra base hits by Springer. It was just so many
I know, it was
records
a
that
lot,
were broken in this
Yeah.
World Series, man.
Yeah. It's a fairy tale ending.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it was.
I feel good.
It's like when the Patriots won September 11th Super Bowl.
Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong.
Saints.
Saints.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I was just going to say. I
There you
might
go.
think
Thank you,
Las
love.
Vegas had something to do with that.
There you go.
All of a sudden, it was a hurricane and people cars was up under the water. And all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
well,
this is for you, Houston. This is for you. Same thing happened. Now, Same thing happened with Katrina.
I ain't-
This is for you.
I ain't getting into
Same
that.
thing happened with
I ain't say
Alabama and
I ain't
Tuscaloosa.
say- I
This
ain't
is for
say-
you.
I ain't saying you wrong.
I ain't touching
I'm
it.
But
just
I ain't
telling
touching
I'm
it.
just telling you what I know.
Twitter gonna be in
Man,
shambles.
oh my
I'm just
God.
telling you. I mean,
I ain't
that
saying
was a
you
great
wrong.
series. I enjoyed it. A lot of home runs.
I ain't saying
All of
you
a sudden,
wrong.
this is for you, Houston.
Ooh, boy.
Clay Kershaw.
You said it twice?
Clayton who?
Clay Kershaw.
No.
Clay Kershaw was the best
Don't
pitcher
Clay
of the nation.
You caught that? You
Clay
caught
Kershaw was the
that?
best pitcher in the
Okay,
league
make
this
sure.
year. They hitting them out and they hitting 8 home runs on them.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's something to them balls.
Yeah, they take the steroids out.
Something to
They
it.
took the
Juice.
steroids out.
Let's move on.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas, man, done dirty by the Celtics, man. Second round playoff games don't always make a year-end list, but listen, man, his performance in Game 2, Celtics Wizards series,
Oh yeah.
That was-
insane, man.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, he scored 53 points. In the second half, well, no, in the fourth quarter, in the overtime, he scored 30 points,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Had one of the best seasons statistically, like I mentioned earlier, all time, and he was traded 1 month later. So
After hurting.
after injuring himself further
Man.
to help the team, and then
Right.
after you injure yourself, right,
Mhm.
with faulty medical
Doctors.
attendants, and they didn't know what the hell they were doing, they asked Isaiah to go out. Management now asked him to go out to go and recruit players to play with him, and you trade him. It's dirty. And free agents look at that and like, nah.
Mhm.
Danny Ainge, he asked for it, and he got Kyrie Irving for sure. He got Kyrie Irving.
That was a trade.
Transcendent offensive talent.
That wasn't a free agent pick. That was a trade.
That was a trade. He did that. But I'm trying to tell you, it's going to have lasting effects.
Ain't nobody gonna want to go
And
there.
I'm telling you, you can't do people like that.
No.
This man lost his sister. Played the
played.
week after that.
I played the
No,
day.
played,
day
no,
of.
no, played the day of. Then
Yeah.
he went home, came back. You were down 0-2, won
Yeah,
that series
yeah,
against the
yeah.
Bulls.
Yeah.
Then you go and beat the Washington Wizards.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things. Karma. You
Oh,
can't do
right.
people like that.
Nah.
No, you can't do people like
I
that.
just really hope Isaiah come and bounce
And he
all
will.
the way back from the
Watch
Celtics.
what he do. Watch January. I think he comes back January 2nd.
Yes.
Listen,
I
watch
I'll be
what he
watching.
does.
I haven't pulled for a player like this.
Yeah,
I
I
want
hope he
him.
does.
I want
Yeah,
him
for
to
sure.
do it.
One of my favorite
Yeah.
players was my favorite player 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I look at this kid and what he's came through.
Yeah.
Drafted last.
Mhm.
Last.
Last.
Traded 3 times.
Yeah.
You finally, when Danny Ainge got him, Jeff, he said, I finally got my guy.
Yeah.
He been wanting him,
And
right?
then when he said, did you watch the documentary when he said when he was explaining when he was getting traded, he
Mhm.
got the phone call. He said, "I got to tell my daughter this again."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, God, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like this kid,
Yeah.
he left it all, literally.
Yeah.
He injured himself more playing for a
He was
team.
all out there.
He left it all out there. Didn't care.
Literally.
Man, nah, it's one of my favorite players. Let's go ahead and say it, man. The NBA is the greatest sport in America.
Right now.
Right.
The NBA is the greatest sport.
Yeah, it is.
Man,
They are growing in leaps and bounds in every
Yeah.
part. Their viewership is up every game on ESPN, TNT.
I just think it's too many games, guys. I think they're playing too many games.
We've never paid. I don't think I've ever paid attention to meaningless Tuesday night games as much as I do right now.
for sure.
You know,
You gotta look at it,
I
though.
got money on it, but
I mean, I'm not gambling on everything.
We can kind of break it down. So they have star power. They have Russell Westbrook. They have Steph Curry. They have Kevin Durant. They have LeBron James.
Yeah.
I don't know how I mentioned him last.
Well, no particular one.
Yeah, no, for
Nah.
sure. But you can go on and on with those names,
And then the
But
young
you didn't even
guys.
mention James Harden.
right?
You got the
Your James Harden, your Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You got
Greek,
the Porzingis and your Embiid.
Anthony
Like-
Davis is
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
boogies.
Yeah.
Like we could keep going and
Yeah.
going, and the watchability of each game. Like Jeff just said, I'm watching Tuesday games. The Indiana Pacers playing against the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Like I ain't never watched the
He
Pacers
care
game.
less.
I
You
can
know,
care
right.
less.
Yeah.
And Victor Oladipo goes and gets 38,
Yeah.
and I'm looking.
your boy D-Book going for 50s.
D Book going for 50s. You know,
Yeah.
like the watchability of a 2-hour game, it's more entertaining
yeah.
for sure.
But I really enjoyed the league when they had I liked it when they played that after they didn't play till after Christmas.
Yeah.
I liked it that way.
You like the shorter season.
Shorter
I
season.
get it.
That one season when it was
Yeah.
black.
Yeah. I ain't bang with that.
I of course y'all wouldn't because y'all play ball, but
Yeah.
if you look at it, it makes them more competitive. It makes the athletes be athletes. They gotta play 3 games back to back.
That's killer, man.
I don't like that.
That's killer.
Y'all don't like that.
That's
That's
just
what that was hurting your boy.
That's
Your
that's
boy
like,
is the reason why they don't play back to backs in the finals.
Who?
LeBron. They put that rule in because of him and the cramps.
But that's fine. That,
You know what I'm saying?
but that's one thing I can't take LeBron's fault.
That night when
I
when
can't
they
feel
went
bad for him because when I see Tom Brady go out there and get hit,
that's one
and
game a
then
week.
No, but still, you get hit and you puncture your lung, whatever injury they got, and go out the next week, it still hurts.
I'm not saying it's not.
Football though. Playing on Monday or Sunday, then have to turn around and play on Thursday. You like that?
The Thursday night games. That's what's hurting the NFL. Yeah. They got Saturday night. Have you ever seen so many Saturday games in the NFL? Stupid.
They always do last 2 weeks.
They do, but with keeping a Thursday night game and having a Saturday night, and
it's usually just one though. It was two.
It's way too much right now.
Yeah, nah, for sure. If you look at it too, stars are sticking around. You got Kobe Bryant in one place. Then you also look and you say, all right, Russell Westbrook signed an extension in OKC. Yeah. That's good for the league. Yeah. And I think it's going to go back to the point where, your Joel Embiid stays in Philly. Yeah. Your Giannis Antetokounmpo stays in Milwaukee, just gets actual young pieces of players there to play with them. The actual salary cap is set up for it to be like that. You're more lucrative if you stay in, the smaller markets or your original team. For sure.
How do you feel about Jabari Parker having to go back to the G League?
He just got to get his.
I know he got to get his game together, but is that like a?
It's a thing. I think now you say with Jabari Parker, confidence, man.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering. That's my mistake.
You go down there and you can get your confidence up.
Yeah.
You go get your, you can go down there and work on shit.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I wonder is that what it is. Yeah. I was like, wow.
Yeah, man. Okay. Another thing, emotion. You can go out there and be emotional. Russell Westbrook, every time he dunks the ball, screaming, that gets everybody excited. You go and, you see Victor Oladipo hit a game winner. He's hit 4 this year. He goes, puts his hands up. Indiana is his. He is the man in Indiana. Yeah, for sure. And then last but not least, you look at the Warriors. You say to yourself, everybody loves a villain.
They're not the villain.
No, they're villain. No, people hate the Warriors.
People hate them, but they don't hate Steph, though.
They more so hate KD.
They don't hate Clay.
No, listen.
They hate KD.
They hate KD.
Listen.
And they rightfully so hate Dick Kick Draymond.
Listen. Draymond Green. People do not like him.
As you should.
People, when the Warriors go against the Cavs, more people are rooting for the Cavs. Let's keep it a buck.
That don't make them a villain.
No, you go. And you say, like, the Patriots are the villains.
People root for the underdog.
Patriots are the villains. Because they keep winning.
Nobody likes to win all the time, Jay.
That too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That makes for good sports.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's the only reason that people don't like Kobe.
Having a good villain makes good sports.
People just didn't like him. He just wasn't the nicest.
Kobe was a love or hate type person. Like Barry Bonds. Like Michael Jordan. Really truthfully so. If Michael Jordan lived in the social media age, a lot of people who love him would kind of second guess that. Like, I don't know about Mike, man.
He didn't tell what he be saying.
Right.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. This NBA shit, it's great. And I'm happy because it's my favorite sport. And to see it's getting the right due that it's getting, it's good for sports, for sure.
Kind of touched on the last one already.
But, hey, LeBron's still in his prime.
Yeah.
Hey, man, and he said what he wants to do is break the mold of players.
I was so happy to hear him say that.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, nobody really talks about it, but it is, he plays a lot of minutes, but in time, you're playing with Kyrie, you're playing with Dwayne Wade.
It's still a lot of minutes.
No, it is. But I'm telling you, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant they're gonna look good at 15 compared to how Tim Duncan looked at 15. Tim Duncan was looking crazy at year 15, because there was a lot of pressure on him too.
But he played with he played with.
They used him the right way. It's the difference between being used the right way. That's a great organization.
They were resting.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I'm saying. He set the mold for it. What I'm saying is, it's easier when you don't have to go out and get 50 for your team to win like Michael Jordan had to. Michael Jordan was done in year 12, 13.
Yeah.
He quit.
But
he stopped hooping.
Like this he did.
Yeah, at that level.
But let's look at it. It's cool to work out now. It's cool
to
train all year round. It's cool to be in the gym and be a gym rat.
It's cool to
so that makes you better, right? It's cool. Right. The vegan thing is popping right now. Everybody wants to be healthy. Some people training without weights now. They're doing the whole core thing balance.
I think athletes are taking better care of themselves.
Right. They're eating better now.
A lot less kicking it. Right. And more. You see LeBron do his thing, but you've never really heard about LeBron being out wild.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's helping. That's helping him out.
He's avoiding all of it. Yeah, for sure. Before we get out of here, two bold predictions.
Okay.
For each of the actual hosts here. What you got? You want to go first, Weezy?
Yeah.
The first bold prediction.
LeBron James will win 2 more MVPs, and he will sign with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh.
So okay, so this is just 2018. Though. You going a little far. So he'll win MVP this year. That's what you're saying.
I think he
And then in the summer he'll sign with the Lakers. That's your bold prediction.
And he'll win a championship with 3 franchises.
Be the first person to do that.
Okay. Hey, boy. Hey, I like that. That's a hot take right there. That's how you do it.
But
I agree with most of that though. Tiger wins a major this year.
Tiger winning the major this year.
Possibly the best.
I say top 5, but that's a good one
Yeah.
for sure. What about you, Locke?
San Francisco will make the playoffs in 2018.
I think so. That's a good one, Jimmy. We got a quarterback.
Jimmy G.
Hey, we got to get them jerseys, coach. We
got
got to
to.
get them jerseys, coach.
Jimmy
We
Soul.
got to get them jerseys. I got one that's gonna stick with. I'm going baseball here. Bryce Harper will win MVP this year,
Okay.
and he'll land with the Cubs in the offseason. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. Him and Chris Bryant, both from Las Vegas, real good friends growing up.
Right.
Go there, sign for about $300 million, and do it the right way in Chicago, man. Back to you, Weezy, for your second prediction.
I'm gonna go NBA on this one.
Mhm.
I mean NFL. Tom Brady will win another championship and retire this year.
You're gonna retire the end of this year. That's a hot take. That's the first time I heard that's a hot
That
take.
is.
This one, he's not gonna set the Patriots up like that because they wouldn't have got rid of Jimmy though.
That's true.
Yeah.
But that's hot though.
It is.
That's a hot
I
take.
think he'll retire.
Damn, he'll do him dirty. They hot at him. They got his trainer out of there. His trainer can't be on the
too
damn
much.
field.
It's too much
It's
behind
too
closed
Yeah,
doors.
some shit going on.
His wife's already getting on his nerves about it.
Wife's getting on his
Yeah.
nerves.
I'm winning this year, baby, and I'm doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Jeff, you
I
up?
think Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua becomes the biggest boxing event ever worldwide.
You got me because I don't even know who.
You know
got me.
Deontay Wilder is.
Yeah, I know Deontay Wilder. but-
Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua had 75,000 people his last fight.
In
75,000
England, right?
people. Yeah, that's why I said worldwide.
Oh, okay.
It'll be the biggest boxing event ever worldwide.
That's gonna be a big one for sure,
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah.
What you know?
I went NBA. Kind of what Weezy said that LeBron will leave Cleveland in 2018.
Yeah. I got LeBron staying put one more year, sign one more year, play with IT for 4 years. But my last one is the NBA will get rid of the one and done rule, man. It'll be gone. Get rid of that. Yeah, man.
That got out of high school.
Hybrid decision. You can go to the G League. 2019 requirements. Mix that up. But yeah, this will be the last year for that. Yeah. Predictions, man. 200 of them things.
Hey.
200, man. Yeah, man.
Sir.
Yeah, appreciate everybody that's ever listened to one show.
Appreciate you.
Like
Blog
one
Talk
picture,
Days.
retweet it.
Yeah.
What else can you
subscribe.
like? Man, whatever you do.
Told a
man,
friend.
yeah, to tell a friend.
Told him.
It's our people who actually told a friend.
I know for real about that FSP podcast. We got big things coming in 2018 for sure. We'll be back next week, man.
Everybody have a happy holiday.
Yeah, man.
Merry Christmas
Sure.
Eve.
Coach, nice to have you back,
Always,
man, in the
Y'all-
whip. You know
y'all
what I'm
boys
saying?
keep holding it down,
Yeah,
man.
no,
I still
sure.
holding it all the time.
It's Christmas Eve, man. It's Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, you trying to push the show back,
Right.
Because like you got children. You want to
Right.
talk? You want to say something? Let the people know.
Santa's on his way though.
Santa's, yeah.
By the time y'all hear this, Santa be done drop.
How old
drop
y'all
your
stop
son.
believing Santa Claus?
Man,
Easy.
4 or 5?
I was
Grandma won't go.
I was old. I was way over 4 or 5.
yeah, I got out of there about
8,
9,
Yeah.
about 19.
Grandma won't go.
Okay, so real quick, how did you? What made you stop believing?
Man, this is a great story, man. Got up one night, and I was a little thirsty, so I get up, come down the steps, see my brother, and my mom, and my dad. Everybody's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
And my brother's like running and putting shit up,
Yeah.
and my brother stepped on the tag, went through his damn
Oh!
foot. I remember that too. But they were putting together my gifts and shit. And I was like, "What they doing all that for?"
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Jay, take your ass up there." Shout out to moms. And then I got in the bed. I was like, "Damn, they do that shit." You know what I'm saying? So I literally said they do that shit too. I was
You
a curse.
said that.
Yeah, for sure. I was a
Yeah.
curse as a young
You
boy.
said
Yeah, for sure. I need my ass whooped.
That's like 9 years old.
Oh, 9 years old.
I asked my grandma, I said, they said Santa come through the chimney.
Yeah,
We ain't no chimney.
yeah.
She said, ain't no damn Santa Claus.
Early.
It was over.
It was over. We got your ass out of there.
I found my gifts on accident like 3 days before. They hadn't even been put out. I was in the attic.
Snooping.
No, I was snooping.
They told you to go get
And
something.
I guess they forgot they
Yeah,
had
they
put the
did.
stuff in there.
Yeah, they did.
So I went upstairs and opened the door, and it was like hot shot,
Bites and everything.
all kinds of stuff. I was like, oh. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, you didn't tell nobody, did you?
Nah, I ain't
Hell
tell them.
no.
Nah,
Hell
but
no.
that was it, man.
And that was it. And then once you see that you actually, the shit that you got was actually shows up, and he's like, damn, this shit over with.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I was excited because it was like, damn, I wanted that.
Most
So,
definitely.
you know what I'm saying? But that was it,
Yeah,
though.
man. Christmas, man.
Christmas time.
Yeah, nah, man. Again, we appreciate everybody that's
Yes,
ever
sir.
listen, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Butterball, man.
Shout out to
That's the
Butterball,
homie
man.
in Southside, man.
Southside.
Again, man.
Oh, real quick. Shout out
Touring
to y'all for having me on here, man.
Man,
Ah,
man,
man,
I
no
appreciate
question,
you,
man.
man.
For
Sure,
sure.
Yeah, nah, for
hold
sure.
it down.
Yeah.
Shout out to
man,
you.
for
Weezy
real.
got the headband, baby. You
Oh,
bring the
headband.
headband in 2018.
Headband Weezy.
You know how we gonna do it. We
Yeah,
just
for
gonna
sure.
see how it goes.
We gonna see how it goes.
If we Gucci might be proud.
Hey! One more time, man. To tell a friend, man.
To tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell their friend.
Most definitely about that FFC podcast. Cameraman, we out. Let's get out of here.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast. To catch up on prior episodes, visit the SoundCloud page. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.